Okay.
Meeting.
No.
Leave meeting.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. It's finally time for our very first session of Masks, Jukebox, Justice. We've been hyped all week for this, so I hope you're all excited. A few announcements before we get into things. If you would like to help support the show, there are a variety of ways you can do so. If you follow the link to our Beacons page in the Twitch About section or the YouTube description, we have a bunch of affiliate links at the bottom of the page, so you can shop to your heart's content. One of them is Hero Forge if you like miniatures. If you don't want to buy stuff, but still want to help support us, we have a coffee page, so you can make a one-time donation or become a monthly member and get access to exclusive bonus content like episodes, a lot of episodes, or some little behind-the-scenes writing things. You can also follow us on social media for updates and notifications about the show. You can join our Discord, which is excellent. We had some top-tier memes going on in there today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can join us weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern to chat with us and join in the fun. So, we're going to go around and have all of you introduce yourselves and your characters. And the icebreakers are back. The question I would like all of you to answer.
We lost
Oh
them.
no, Charlie.
Oh, no.
Leave
Am I back?
meeting.
No.
You are back now, yes.
Oh.
I'm back, and the icebreakers are back. And yeah, a great time for my internet connection to be unstable.
I did miss these.
Yes. The question I'd like all of you to answer today. What is the craziest dare your character ever took? Who's gonna be first?
There's so much could have happened.
I feel like, oh God, Sylvia probably has done a lot of weird shit though.
I would say that Roxy's the craziest thing. I can't really think of a lot right now, but I would say car surfing probably.
Yes.
Because why not?
Car surfing, all right. Who are you? And what's your character's name?
My name's Jenna, and I'm playing Roxy DeMarco.
I'll go next. I'm Tess. I'm playing Sylvia, who is from the Fae realms. She goes by Valkyrie in her superhero form. And she actually has probably, because it's Cynthia's dad we antagonize a lot, right?
Yes.
She's probably shape-shifted into Cynthia's dad's car. Or him, just to mess with him.
That's amazing. I love it
Shapeshifted
so
into
much.
a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Did he? You know
No,
what? I'm
his
gonna
car with him in it.
Don't finish the sentence, Jenna. Did he get into the car? No.
I don't. Is that even possible? I feel like that's not possible.
I don't know.
The physics of it. Roxy just says
disturbing.
physics. What physics? And then crashes through whatever wall is nearest, like
Oh my
to
God.
leave the conversation.
Oh my God! It's just that one meme. Except it's in this instance, Sylvia shapeshifts into a car, and then his dad gets into the car, and then it's just like, is this Vor?
Don't.
Oh no.
Leave meeting.
Oh my god.
Well,
Leave
we're
meeting.
what, 3
my
minutes
mouse.
in.
Well,
That's all for us, folks. Have a
Uninstall
good
Zoom.
day.
We haven't even started playing the game.
And that's it for us
Welcome
tonight.
to the stream, Crow.
it's
Expect the
it
next
only
3
goes-
hours to go something like this.
Yes.
It only gets worse from here.
It's
really
downhill. That was actually the high point.
I'm sorry, my ability to turn the stream into a downhill spiral is very prominent at this point.
It's all good. We're all very talented at that, so
I mean, we probably wouldn't even get off the ground if I didn't have some self-restraint. I could go completely unhinged.
we've seen that before.
I support you.
Yeah.
Please refer to A Quiet Year if you want to see Charlie completely unhinged.
Yes,
On YouTube.
it is. It's on our
Is that the
YouTube.
one y'all have been talking about with the Jello?
No.
No.
That
The
wasn't
Quiet
even
Year
our
involves-
most unhinged stream.
The Quiet Year involves worshipping Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a deck of cards kind of thing. Every
A world
card.
building game.
We also
World
did like the
building.
10
Community of
candles with the Furby
lesbians?
chest bursters.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
the
yes.
nudists.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
lesbians
That was
and
wild.
nudists.
Mustn't forget the nudists, I guess.
Never forget the
All right.
news.
All right, who's next? There's 3 of you left.
I'll go. I'm Maria. I'm playing Elena Dietrich Howell, also known as Easy Living. For her, the craziest dare would have been going into her uncle dad's bank office and shifting everything slightly to the left, which Cynthia understood. Roxy and Sylvia were like, this is the dumbest thing
I
ever.
don't understand what's going on.
Yeah,
Nobody will notice
so that would be her craziest dare.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wild.
Getting wild. So wild.
Yes.
Move the stapler 2 inches to the left.
He's gonna be like that guy in the office with
Oh, the
stapler
cat phasing into existence
and
behind you.
Unfortunately, Sylvia
Yes.
was not allowed to touch anything. She could not help.
floating.
Yeah.
There's just gravity, just
Log
My
right
cat can
there.
teleport. It's fine.
I feel like I should probably go next because I feel like Joe isn't one to really do crazy dares. So I feel like his was boring. I feel like it was like, I don't know. It's like a really boring dare. I don't do dares myself, so I'm like
Moving
I don't
everything
know.
slightly to the left.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Can you be
That's like even a bit much. Like
any
he's not one
what?
to disrupt the
Not
status
even like
quo.
a home office, his work office.
Oh my god. Okay, a really
Hmm.
boring dare.
We're gonna have to peer pressure him into taking dares.
Put
Yes.
Peer pressure, peer pressure.
He probably
give someone the
what?
wrong sandwich.
I think I know what it is. Anybody aware of the Fitness Gram Pacer test?
Oh God.
Yeah.
No?
I feel like him and his football team decided to just like try to kill each other with that. And,
Oh.
Oh boy.
and, like it basically just
Okay.
ended with everyone laying on the field dying.
Okay, but was this before or after he became a werewolf?
For comedy's sake, I'm gonna say after. He was the one left standing.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia, otherwise known as Echo. When
Oh yeah, I didn't
she's,
say my character.
she's costumed up. And I'd say the craziest dare she ever took. I'm torn between 2 things. Because she could have done either of them just for fun. But I'm gonna say most notorious dare she ever took was when there was a society event that her parents were throwing. Not sure what it was, but she spiked the punch with something very, very strong and possibly
Everclear.
emetic.
Just threw in a bunch of
Goldschlager.
Everclear.
A hallucinogenic.
Oh my god.
Spiked it with acid.
She brewed some
I know a guy.
shroom tea and put it in there.
I
Question,
would love
were
to
we
know.
all at this event? First and foremost.
Yeah, but like
Um,
Sylvia didn't think anything was weird.
I'm gonna say this was back when Cynthia was like 15, so the only person who might have been there was maybe Elena, possibly Joe, depending on what his situation was at the time.
I don't know. Sylvia's been in
Sylvia's
social
been here a
circles.
while?
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't really been. I mean, she has to change her face every couple of years because she
Ah.
doesn't look like. She
Well,
doesn't
she might have been there.
age.
Okay, well, I mean, anyone
I might
who
not
can come
age
up with a
anymore
reason for
either.
being there could be there.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. Roxy has no idea whether she'll age or not.
Sylvia's
You
just
need
a
to find
Future
out.
me
It's fine.
problem, not a now me problem. So
Yeah, it's fine. We won't worry about it.
I probably have like 10 years before it's a problem, at least.
At
10
least.
years, you just
Maybe
get
50.
cancer
Oh,
from the
Oh my God,
contaminated hairspray.
It's hair cancer.
All of your hair falls out, you go bald.
That's the
That's
only thing that happens.
Cancer.
You just can't grow hair anymore.
The cancer doesn't cause the baldness.
It was the
Chemo.
hairspray.
should we cycle
chemo-
back to
Yes.
Crow's character?
Yes. Tell us who you are.
I am Mr. Crow. You can just call me Crow. I am playing Joe Hatathli, aka Watchdog.
Senor
Excellent.
Crow.
All right. Oh my god. Okay. So, let's see how well I do this. Or if I completely mess things up. So, start of the session, we have one team in the pool, just so you are all aware. Yeah, and the front of our comic book. I didn't think of a title for this comic book. It's fine. We see a big sky view of Halcyon City, and there's currently a large storm cloud in the sky and a torrential downpour. Open up to our first page. We have a crackling speech bubble coming from a television set that says, "Severe weather alert over Halcyon City. Seek shelter immediately and keep off the streets unless absolutely necessary. We'll continue to monitor the situation here at HCTV Channel 5. And we pan out and we see we are in Echo's bunker. Echo is alone with Hecate, and she turns to you and says, "Something fishy is going on here. Gather the rest of the team."
To clarify, Hecate is the one in Echo's bunker this time?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Unless you'd like to be somewhere else.
No, this works. Just clarifying whose bunker they're in.
Yeah.
All right, and she's gonna. So one of the things that she got when she was putting the team together was a bunch of communicators, and they've got a central kind of comm system which allows them to reach greater distances because we're working with 1950s-ish technology, and walkie-talkies don't reach super far. So she goes over to the
1950s
console.
plus.
1950s plus, yes. She goes over to the central console and keys in the alert to the rest of the team. Looks back over her shoulder. What do you think's going on?
Are we all
Yes.
there?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just
We're being
Echo
summoned.
and Hecate right now.
I imagine they're
She-
both fully masked up at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. And she looks over at the grainy radar that's being projected on the television screen and says, "This kind of storm isn't normal for this time of year. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't some sort of interference by a new villain or a standard one, but I can't think of any recent instances of weather-based interference."
Well, could always be someone new. I'll take notes.
Good. Okay, so
She,
our
waits for the signal to go out.
let's say with looking at over the radar, you can pinpoint more of a centralized location and send out those coordinates to the rest of the team. So ideally meet everyone there, since that would be the quickest route. Do you head out on a bike?
Is this a situation where Hecate is sending Echo out, or Hecate is coming with?
You're being sent out. She
Okay,
is
in
not
that-
coming with.
In that case, Echo's taking her bike.
Okay.
Gets
You
on,
hop on-
revs the engine, and tears out through the tunnels underneath the city, Batman
Yeah.
style.
Yes. And as you come out onto the street, this torrential downpour hits and immediately soaks you. But from there, the panel shifts back outwards and over towards a football field where we can see standing under a canopy are members of the Seagulls football team who are just we're trying to get through the rain and make some practice happen, but considering it's not letting up, might have to be called for the day. And we get a close-up of a little red light flashing on a small communicator in, well, where do you keep your communicator when you're at practice, Joe?
I'd say probably in my locker, like in the shower area, just because
Okay.
I want as minimal chance of somebody just like randomly finding that as possible.
Okay.
But considering I've got the keen hearing, that thing probably starts beeping, and I'm just like,
Yes, absolutely. There's just the faintest sound of a beep as we pull out from this small communicator in this locker with a little red light flashing and reach outside where you can take note of this and hear some murmurs from teammates around you like, oh, I guess today's a bust. And Coach Oleander looks over and sighs and stuffs his clipboard under his arm and says, all right, boys, go get changed. We'll call it here for today.
all right, you're the coach, folks. Hustle back in and try to perhaps beat everyone there so I can deal with the communicator so no one's asking questions.
Okay. Yeah, you can hustle back inside. It's easy with your, enhanced abilities.
Yeah.
So you rush inside ahead of everyone else, leaving a little trail of water behind you, but you get to your locker and see, even as you approach, probably there's a little faint red light blinking.
Turn this thing off. Trying to figure out how to get it to stop beeping.
Are you good or bad with technology?
Moderate.
Okay.
Joe's not putting together a radio anytime soon, but he knows how to turn the TV on and off.
Fair. With a little bit, you can get it to stop blinking and take in the message that is requesting your presence at a set of coordinates downtown.
All right. Surreptitiously, Joe's gonna take a black bandana from the corner of the locker, stuff it into his gym bag. All right. Well, we're calling it night tonight. See y'all boys at the next meeting. And I'll just grab my clothes and hustle out.
Okay. A few of them say, see ya later. Give you some waves. A few of the guys are already heading into the showers as you're leaving, but Reyes is giving you a little side eye as you pass, but doesn't say anything this time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mutual side eye.
Definitely.
And yes, we get a shot as Joe rushes down the hall and leaves the school behind. Do you, as soon as you're out of sight, are you going to suit up or give it a little bit of time?
I'll get out of immediate field of view of the stadium, but after that I'll find a janitor's closet and I'll switch out from my Bethlehem clothes into my costume, which frankly probably uses the same shirt.
Which is just blue jeans and the shirt he wore.
What? Okay, this is a very important question. What color is the shirt?
I'm thinking in this particular instance, it's probably even less. It's like a t-shirt It's probably like sort of a seafoam blue, because I feel like that's going to be the team colors.
Okay. All right.
Maybe has like a tiny little logo over the breast pocket,
Okay.
Fancy.
or where the breast pocket would be.
Great. So
Does the shirt stand up to the rest of the costume? Does
Well,
it expand?
Wolfie now.
Doesn't.
Does it have enough
Shirt
spandex
versus
in
werewolf.
it? Because it might be a
I
problem.
mean, it is.
Is it a knit
athletic
fabric?
clothing. It's athletic clothing, so it's got some like
Give.
stress.
So we're thinking werewolf in like a very, very tight t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. 100% yes.
all the chest hair
See
just
his
popping out of the
hairy
top.
Yep.
I love it. Oh.
The hairy
I like the
chesticles
schools.
are all on display. It's
The school store makes a mint off of Joe.
Oh
Just-
yeah.
It all goes on the card.
And then of course the
He's
final
rich.
touch, taking the black bandana, tying it over his eyes with the little eye holes cut in it.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So you get this.
Wait, and this is on top of being a werewolf already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
He's
I
Well,
werewolf.
how else are you supposed to know he's a hero? He's gotta wear the mask.
He's teenage mutant.
If he's not wearing the mask,
werewolf.
he's just a weirdo. But we get this panel of Joe holding the mask in his hands before tying it on around his head, and then I'm guessing you head on out and make your way downtown. Or is there anything else you want?
Yeah, I'll like hook the communicator on my belt, but otherwise I'll just like leave my gym bag in the janitor's closet.
Okay.
Just like don't want that slow me down, and then just like full sprint, just headed for the location.
Okay.
Because in this film, I'm fast.
Yeah, and then we get a nice panel of Joe just running down the street through the rain, kicking up some puddles and some water, and then we zoom out again and shift over once more. On this particular day, would you say that Elena and Sylvia are hanging out in the garage with Roxy, or would you two be off doing something else?
It's a hard question. Leave meeting. I'm staying, Your Honor.
Plead the fifth.
Did the torrential downpour just start out of nowhere?
No, it's been going all day.
I feel like
Yeah.
your mom wouldn't let you leave.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just hanging out in the
The
parental's
Howell
house?
estate.
Yes.
At the estate. At the
What?
chateau.
Okay, so we zoom in on this estate. Do you have any thoughts on what this estate looks like?
A house. It's a large house.
Okay.
I feel like if Sylvia's been spending any time there, like
They have to
the
have at least
garden-
one guest room.
Yeah.
But also the gardens have to be immaculate at this point because she's a fairy and everything she touches is just
It's not like a
Plants.
super big it's like a moderate estate.
No big deal.
I
Like
have no
only
reference for this. I have no frame of reference.
Understated
I have no
Queen of
frame of
England
reference
is-
either. I just Googled estate and I'm looking at pictures. There's like a fancy yard, but not like a big one with a fountain and all of that.
Okay.
They
Enough
accept
bedrooms
topiary
for everybody
animals.
who actually lives there, plus like an extra 3, including staff if they want to live there, that kind of thing. Okay, maybe it is a big estate.
Well, if it's big enough for
Downstairs.
staff.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you're referring to something as an estate, I
It's
don't
huge.
think it's small.
Yeah,
It's a mini estate.
a mini estate.
Fun size.
Mini estate.
Oh, related searches, small estate. Look right there.
Stop it.
All
Aegon,
$1 million
no.
dollars.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just
My
hanging
opinion.
out somewhere
Is it like
at the estate.
okay, hanging out at the estate? Sure, somewhere indoors. Maybe there's a nice. We zoom in on a nice sitting room with floor to ceiling glass windows, so you can look out on the backyard and the gardens.
Yeah, like a conservatory.
Okay. So we zoom in on this conservatory. Do Elena and Sylvia both keep your communicators on you, typically?
Yeah.
Yes, mine is probably a little warped, but yes.
Now I'm just thinking back to the pranks that Cynthia pulls where it just slightly bends the metal. So if you ever hand the communicator back to Cynthia, she's like, this feels wrong. And I don't know
Broke
why.
It's like, this is probably how other people feel, but I'm not actually going to stop doing what I do.
Yeah.
I haven't
The
actually
thing
learned
is,
my
like,
lesson here.
it's completely warped and should not work. It still works for some reason. We have
It's
no
a
idea
mystery.
why. But
It's
it
like
works.
in the shape of a Goliath beetle somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got vines
It's-
growing out of it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Got some nice
Right.
flowers on top, and who cares? There's nothing weird about it. But
It's fine.
we zoom in on these two individuals, and your communicators starts the little light on the top of your communicator starts to blink. There's probably a little ding that it lets out to let you know that you've got a new message.
Yeah, well, I'll take my communicator and flip it open, and we have somewhere we need to be.
We should probably sneak out because if your mom catches us, we're in a lot of trouble for trying to go out in this.
Again, the superheroing kind of does a little bit of override. I'll write her a note.
She's
Write her a
also
note.
a mom. Like, and you'd be getting dirty because it's torrential downpour out there.
Elena will write a note.
What? All right. What does this note say?
It says Tanta gone out to
Storm
meet
chasing.
Roxy.
See you later.
Storm chasing. See you later. Gone out to meet Roxy. Be back
Okay.
later. She's just gonna assume that that's her code for superheroing, even though she does go out to meet Roxy in general.
Yeah.
She's never sure which it's
What
supposed
it
to mean. If
means.
it's actually, yeah.
If it's
Shouldn't
actually an
just hang out.
emergency.
She's an attentive guardian.
Sylvia also just like signs, "Love you, Sylvia. See you later."
On the bottom
Oh
of
my
the note.
God.
Yes.
That's adorable, and I'm here for it.
I'm gonna grab a raincoat. And then she'll go change and put on a raincoat over her costume.
Sylvia's just like, "It's rain. I can deal with this. My costume is basically plants. It's fine."
Yeah. It's good for the plants.
It's good for the plants.
Yeah,
It-
gotta
it
go out in the rain,
rehydrates
keep your
conservatory,
costume
lots
through
of
It
allergen.
rehydrates the costume.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Y'all said it like the exact same time. It's good for the plants. I
We're
want
a
you all
hive
to know
mind
that.
and we didn't tell you.
Oh, yes.
You're one of us. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna get keyed into the
Props
hive
for
mind.
you.
Your connection cables are in the mail.
It looks like growing under my door.
Oh, good. They're there.
Ah, perfect. Now we just have to download the software and it's fine.
Perfect.
Okay. So we watch as Elena changes into her costume and the two of you can make a swift and secretive exit from this small estate where the small Diedrich Howell estate. Your name's Diedrich
Just the
Howell.
Howell.
They only have a
Just the
tiny
howls.
stable for miniature horses. Like they don't have a regular size.
It's also where Sylvia stores her bike / the stag
Okay.
when she's on the estate.
Are you
Doesn't entirely fit.
No.
Take
It's-
the,
they
we could
can't-
take the stag bike.
they can't afford corgis, so they have chihuahuas.
Oh man.
Do you take the stag bike?
Yes, we're taking
Yeah,
the bike.
probably should.
All right.
Snap on some goggles so my hood doesn't go flying back.
Okay.
I try and be slightly conscious and avoid the puddles so Elena doesn't get too dirty. Because I've probably gotten scolded for that in the past.
It's a raincoat. It's drip dry.
It's true, but like your mom has scolded me for dragging mud in the house a couple of times. You know what's happening.
Plants started growing out of it, Sylvia. You can't start a garden in the living room.
Why
There's a
not?
courtyard for that. There's a courtyard for that.
Courtyard, there's a garden, there's a conservatory.
We put
We have a
plant pots out there
greenhouse,
specifically
basically.
for you, and you grew them on the Chaise Lounge.
Aesthetic.
That green does not go with that cream beige.
Beige.
Goes with everything.
All right. So we get a shot of the stag bike's tail lights as two of you take off into the rain, heading towards the meeting point that Echo has established for all of you. And then our camera shifts again to a next panel where we come in on we zoom in on a sign that says Fuel Good Repairs. And then head inside where we see I don't know garage terms, where a car has been lifted slightly. So,
It's on a
It's
jack.
called a car jack.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
It has a name.
I don't know
Its name
cars.
is Jack. It would appreciate if you would call it by its name.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Jack the
I mean,
sensitive.
It's under construction. It'd probably be on something else because you're not supposed to just leave a
Blocks.
car on a car jack and be under it. That's
Um,
dangerous.
Yeah. About that.
Sure.
It is
It's
the
on
50s, though.
Stilts. I don't know.
It's on a
It's on
lift.
risers.
It's called a lift. It's called a lift.
It is. The car has been lifted up.
She's under
Slightly.
the car, like fixing stuff right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Roxy's
we
just
see-
holding it up.
Yeah.
Just don't need a lift.
We see Roxy's feet sticking out from underneath this car and a few nice little bubbles with, general mechanic noises.
Clink clack. Yeah. So when she hears it, she like slides out on like one of those little wheelie things. And like comes out and
One of
she's
those
like
wheelie things.
she's
A
got
wheelie
like
boy.
her hair's in like the red bandana and she's wearing coveralls. And like there's grease. Like she's a hot mess right now. And she's like in her pocket, like looking for her communicator and like looks at it and like she does not know how to turn it off. So she just kind of bangs it against the side of something to get it to stop.
Is it
Okay.
the car? I
And
think it might be
maybe
the car.
bust it. I'm not sure. Maybe Cynthia by now has figured out that she needs one of those like construction worker like communicator devices, so
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yes, a Nextel walkie-talkie.
I
I don't think they exist anymore. Get her
Well.
a Nokia.
Okay.
And then she just like kind of puts the wrenches down and then just like peels the coveralls off and she just got black jeans and like a white t-shirt, like a crop, like it's like tied up into a crop top and she's just like shrugs and like takes her like dirty boots off and puts on like cleaner boots to go outside. I don't know, whatever. And then she just like puts on a leather jacket and then a helmet and she looks around for her mask for a hot second, but she can't find it. So she just uses the grease and like
Good
Oh my god.
good enough. And shrugs. And then she gets on Betty Crocker and heads out to the spot. If Elena and Sylvia had been there, she might have taken the car so they didn't get all like, but whatever.
That's
Sorry.
fine. As you take off out of the garage on Betty Crocker, you just see this guy's head poke out of the main office, and he just looks around and is like, "Rocks,"
Superhero
then-
stuff. Just
and
walks.
then says, "All right," and goes ducks
Zoom,
back
zoom.
inside. Okay, and Roxy disappears into the rain on Betty Crocker, and we shift over to this central point in the city where Cynthia, as Echo, is waiting for the rest of the team to gather. And would you station yourself on like the sidewalk? Would you store your bike somewhere, get up on a rooftop? Like how would you handle the situation?
Her bike is somewhere out of the way, where it's not super in sight. It's not really particularly hidden because if anyone tries to take it, they're gonna get shocked. It has defense mechanisms. But Cynthia's posted up on the top of a roof, and she's got I guess binoculars, kind of surveying the sky and trying to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Torrential downpour, but she's fully suited up. Her cape and kind of cowl are fully on, so waterproof. Isn't really bothering her.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, as you're surveying the situation, you can tell that there's a lot of cloud movement. Things seem to be swirling pretty rapidly. But it's not very long before the members of your team begin to arrive. First up is Joe, who rushes in on foot. With your superior sense of smell, you could probably pinpoint where Echo is currently located and head up to the roof.
Smells like daffodils.
Glad I didn't bring
Lovely.
the car.
I'm just kind of
It will
imagining
smell
like
like wet dog for like weeks.
I was about to say, as
Once that
Joe,
gets
like,
in the leather,
climbs
it's
up
not coming
the side
out.
of the building, like it is a very evident wet dog smell. In fact, it might even be worse because
Ooh.
wolves already kind of have like a musk to them, so that's just like enhanced.
Yeah.
We beg him to go to the puppy salon constantly, but he just does not want to go to the spa.
Nope.
That's
Go
why you
into
got
the car wash.
That's why you got the giant
We will
Bang.
strap him to the hood,
basket of puppy
Polly
shampoo.
Rocket, and just
Oh,
wash.
boy. Yeah, I'm kind of imagining Joe just like climbs up the side of the building, like doesn't even use like the fire escape or anything, just like straight rock climbs it.
Roxy is going to use her super powerful leg muscles and just jump. Just
Okay.
After getting off the bike, right?
after I parked the bike next
Or do
to
you
the
just
other
like
bikes, and
flatten it?
well, no, I'm like jump onto the building,
Okay.
Okay. And then eventually Elena and Sylvia as Valkyrie and Easy Living arrive as well. You probably see the other two bikes and are like, all right, I guess this is the right spot.
Yeah.
Fly
I mean,
up.
and heaven help whoever's trying to steal the stay.
You think getting shocked by Echo's bike is bad. Wait till you get eaten.
Yeah, bitten by
You
a
will
motorcycle.
lose a hand.
And it'll be your own fault.
Yes, exactly.
Don't touch unfamiliar stags
Exactly.
that may or may not be motorcycles.
It's fine. Sylvia can fly up.
Yeah.
Does Sylvia carry Elena?
I could fly.
I was about to say.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
Gotta say, I
manipulate
think
my
there's
gravity.
Two team members that can explicitly fly.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about the image of just daintily carrying a very well-dressed Elena.
Yeah.
Who can fly on her own accord.
Oh my god.
She might help her up though too.
Oh, my human, don't overexert yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay. But you have all assembled on this rooftop downtown, and it's pouring rain. Echo is observing the current situation. What would you like to do?
Hope you weren't too busy, but this is not natural.
Figures.
What's
Practice got
unnatural
canceled.
about it?
Up there. And Roxy will point out where the clouds are swirling.
Okay.
Hecate's theory is it's some sort of power. No word on if it's somebody we know.
Like
We could just ask him.
a friend? Or not
While
a
it's
friend?
certainly a possibility, I wouldn't bet on it.
No, yeah, because why would you make a rainstorm?
I mean, I've certainly wanted to rain on someone's parade before, but
For so many days, though.
a lot of parades.
Don't think
You
there are any
can't just
parades
storm-
scheduled for this week.
Well, I don't suppose the boss lady gave us any jetpacks to get up there.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
she'd give me this. And Echo is, since Echo's power mimicry, the power she has mimicked right now is telekinesis. She's gonna lift herself up off the roof and sort of levitating herself, since it doesn't say I can't. All right, this is going to be interesting. I might need some help with gravity, Elena. Sylvia, if you have anything for this, that would also be helpful. Let's get up there. And Cynthia's going to try to, if they're willing, work with Elena and Sylvia
Yeah.
to get our two non-flying teammates higher.
Can you take me higher?
So trying to expand telekinesis to get them up with hopefully a reduction in gravity to make that easier, so can expand the power.
And I'll
Is-
probably at least help with like maneuverability or like guiding them forward, seeing as they are in the air.
I'm just gonna
Is-
put my arms out like I'm flying because I think it might be helpful.
Excellent.
Aerodynamics.
Cynthia, is this something that you have done before?
I'm gonna say once or twice, but not enough to feel confident about it.
Oh,
Okay.
Probably not this many people, too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I don't know, we can shoot him down or something.
All right.
Stand on
I-
a.
Joke.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask for you to roll to unleash your powers. First roll.
Okay, is that a straight roll or do I add things to that?
You add
I don't have it
freak.
in front of me. Add freak.
Freak.
Okay.
You add freak. Let me check to make sure
Should have got
Um,
a cheat sheet. Shoot.
if you don't have. Make sure you don't have anything else that would alter it.
Yeah. And yeah, unless your thing is different. Like you have a thing
I
that
don't
lets you-
think that one is for me. No, most of my move modifications are superior based.
Okay. So yeah, just add freak.
All right. Normally the freak for protege is 0, but I took a +1 as the +1 I get at character creation. Well, that's 6.
Oh,
Oh no!
first roll's a miss.
All
That
right,
is on point for us.
So
And we
you-
all fall down.
You
I'm
did.
gonna say we're trying this over top of the
two-
rooftop.
two of you
because
fall
it's,
down.
untested.
I mean,
right.
Roxy. Yeah.
So since you did miss, you get to mark 1 potential.
All right. One sec.
And as you're trying to lift up this giant werewolf and this very buff woman with the
Tiny
help,
human.
buff,
Still buff.
tiny human, you try to extend your powers and recreate this effect you've tried before. You're just not able to make it, and you get them a few inches off the rooftop before they just drop back down.
You
Shit.
need me to jump?
Can you jump that high?
I don't know. How high is it?
How high can you jump?
Well, can you catch me with the like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Based
if
on how this
liftoff is
just
the
went,
problem.
based on how this just went, I'm not sure I trust myself to catch you if you're above everything.
That's okay.
Can
Open
I
air.
try and shapeshift into a bird to at least big enough to kill
Giant
one of
eagle.
them? Yes.
Shapeshift into an airplane.
Sure. Is this? I mean, have you done this before?
I don't know if I've shifted into a bird this big. like to carry
I
something.
know. Yeah, I know
To
you
rock.
shapeshifted before, but
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
pretty
think
big
I've
bird.
done this bird per se.
okay.
So mine is just the standard freak for the outsider. That is
Yeah.
a 7, which
Okay.
Oh.
That's a mixed success.
okay.
So the effect is unstable or temporary. So you do manage to change into this bird big enough to carry someone, but you can feel that it's very much a strain on your system, and you don't think you're able to hold this very long. And let's see, you also get to mark a condition. Where is my list of conditions? Let's
Question.
Ooh. Yes.
Am I also marking a condition because I missed that roll, or does that
No.
not how that works?
It's you only mark a condition on a 7 and 9. You just mark potential.
Okay, fair enough.
What if we had parachutes?
And I'm
and
going
then
to
Joe yeets me up there, and I can
say
just
the
see.
condition you take is insecure feels like a good one.
Love
Yeah.
that. It's fine. It does fit though.
Yeah.
Yep.
But for the moment, you can transport your companions in this giant bird form.
Okay. I don't know what we're doing, but I have form now, guys.
Scouting for now.
Scouting.
And Cynthia's still airborne. I will say that for telekinesis, she has practiced making herself fly because most of her practice has been solo or with Hecate.
Yeah, that I would definitely agree with.
Yeah. It's a cool effect, cape rippling in the wind.
Okay. So the
I'll
5 of
hop-
you.
Hop on the bird.
Okay.
I'll say Joe just like tentatively gets on the bird, trying not to dig any claws in.
She'll stick the bike on you.
Just like
Yeah.
this weird contrast between like desperately trying to hold on and trying not to hurt her.
And for the record, this bird does not look natural at all. It's like very fey looking and like,
An approximation of a bird.
yeah, probably shiny in like
I'm-
the wrong way. Like just does not look natural.
Pearlescent. It's
Yeah.
Kind of
I'm-
between a
I'm
massive
imagining-
contrast between the bird and Joe.
like
I'm imagining something like
beautiful
a
feathers.
unicorn-esque pterodactyl.
A giant swan. Just
Oh my
I don't know why.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, a giant
Oh.
sparkly swan.
Yeah, like
because-
it-
I hate it.
That
And
tracks.
Joe gets sparkles in his fur.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no! Glitter's already a fake curse. What do you mean?
This is where it comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah!
The glitterdactyl.
Okay, so the 5 of you gather up and can head up towards the center point of this storm where the clouds are rotating around. And it's as you get closer to the cloud coverage, the wind definitely starts to pick up.
Oh, lovely.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I roll for been reading the files? If this is the first time I've encountered this.
Remind me what that does?
You've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. When you first encounter an important superpowered phenomenon, your call, roll on superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10+, ask the GM a follow-up question. They will answer it honestly. On a miss, the situation is outside your base of knowledge. The GM will tell you why.
Sure. You can roll for that. Why not?
Yeah, let's go. Ah! Switching dice was a good idea. Because that, plus my superior.
Oh.
What?
No.
Plus my
I'm-
superior, that is a 13.
Oh,
Nice.
all right then.
All right.
I've got a +2 to superior.
Okay. Okay, so tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. I will say that there's been one historical case of something like this happening before. Um, and yeah, there's been one historical case of this happening before, but compared to that, this seems much more powerful.
Okay.
And then your follow-up question?
Does this seem intentional?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the building that we were on top of? Like, what was in the building?
Just like a standard office building.
Okay. Like, nobody important in there? Like,
No.
okay.
Yeah, big ask here. What with the storm? Can I pick up anything as we're getting closer? Can I like hear or smell anything on the wind? Can I see anybody in the center of this?
Oh, for the record, because I realized Joe is on my back, I am suppressing my pheromones as much as I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. The
Very
werewolf
bad.
is like, don't
Okay.
distract the werewolf. Why does she always smell like peanut butter?
This, I
Always.
mean, let me know if this is not what you're intending to do, but this kind of seems like an assess the situation. Or are you
Yeah.
wanting?
Yeah, that would track. That would track. What
Okay.
is that?
You roll plus superior.
Sorry,
Unless you
I
have-
should have gotten the cheat sheet, but no.
Yeah.
That's
It's
probably
fine. We're all
this.
just flipping through books.
Okay, superior. Ooh, that's -1 for me. We'll see how this goes.
Roll high.
Hacha. Okay. That's a 9, so that's 8 total.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay, you
so
get
I
to
one.
ask one. Yeah.
Let's see here.
And then +1 while acting on the answers.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
That one.
I'll say what here is the biggest threat. Because I presume if there's a supervillain in the middle of this, that would probably detect as the biggest threat.
Cumulus nimbus.
Yes. The biggest threat is whatever is controlling this storm.
Okay. So, but I don't know where that precisely is then. If I don't, that's fine.
I don't know. I feel like that. I'm gonna say no. I might change that later on. I feel like you probably don't
Okay.
know where it is in this moment.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. But that is a little obvious, so I won't specifically say anything. But Watchdog will chime in. If something's controlling this, it's gonna be towards the center, right?
Yeah.
Well, that way. Just like points towards the center, trying to direct Sylvie, who probably cannot see him at all currently.
Yeah, but I feel like she can feel you shifting on her back at least.
Roxy
Yeah,
will
that-
like
yeah.
lean up and nicely like say that way. Go that way.
Before we get in there, from what I remember, this happened once before, but not on this scale. This doesn't look like an accident.
What caused it before?
Do I know that?
It was The previous time this happened, it was technology based. I'll say that much.
Okay. Buddy, come on, that's not food.
Everything's food.
You're not wrong. To him, certainly.
Blondie regularly tries to eat plastic, so
My
Yeah.
cats too.
Him.
cats crave the plastic.
You're not wrong.
Can I roll to assess and just to confirm that it's not like my people doing this kind of thing? Because I feel like there's a bit of morally gray with the Fae. Or I'm just assuming that would be the role. I'm sorry if it's not.
I think. Yeah, I think we could make that work. So sure. Yeah, you roll with superior.
Also my highest stat at +2. Which that is a 12.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, you get to ask 2 questions. Do you have the list pulled up, or do you need?
I do not have the list pulled up. I have my stats pulled up. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, it's all good. So, what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly? Specifically for your question, I think that would fall under who here is most vulnerable to me.
Yeah.
But what other what other question would you like to ask? Or I can answer that first if you want to know the answer.
Yeah, answer that one first.
So whoever is behind this is not most vulnerable to you. It's not your. This is not something you recognize as your people would be doing.
Okay.
Listen.
And then there was one about what is the focus or what is the target?
What here is the biggest threat? Which Joe just asked.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
scrolling
the
up
other
to find it. Sorry.
It's good. It's all good. I guess I could look up the actual page number.
Yeah, I'm still in like the everybody thing.
I
really wish I had 2 screens right now.
If you go to page 60, it has
thank
those questions. Yep. The joys of learning a new system.
Yeah. What here is in the greatest danger?
Okay.
Whoever's wearing the most metal.
As you're looking at this, you are getting a sense of the trajectory of this storm. And it looks like it is headed towards City Hall.
Okay.
So that is where the mayor and the local government officials, like the city council, meets. So whoever is currently in that building is in the most danger.
I don't think I have vocal cords in this form. I'll be fully honest.
Honk, honk, bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
I will try and indicate with my head that City Hall is where we should be focusing.
Onward.
And might steer my course that way, vaguely.
Okay.
If no one stops me, I will start potentially flying in that direction.
Okay.
What?
We're going onward.
Where are we going?
Where are you going?
Oh
I will
Follow
count
the
this
swan.
I will count this as stopping me, and I will, I guess, as a swan, make a panic gesture with my head that looks like towards the city hall.
We need to invent a way to talk to animals.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
That is the
there's
next
a problem
course of
here.
action.
All right. What are you doing?
Animal
You just
communication devices.
Sylvia's freaking out a little bit and headed towards headed in a different
stopped
direction.
because they've stopped me. So
Is it interpretable which direction Sylvia was headed?
If you follow her.
I mean, yeah,
If
you know which
follow
way
her.
she's pointed. I don't know if
Yeah.
you'd necessarily well, we could count this as a pierce the mask if you want to try and interpret what Sylvia's trying to do.
All right. 1 second.
You roll plus mundane.
Okay. It's like my. Oh, there it is. I have the cheat sheet open now, and because I found it,
Yes.
and I could not
It's
find that. All right, here
Very
it is.
helpful.
Yes. All right. Let's. I have a plus nothing to mundane, so that's a 6.
That
I
is
don't
a
have any idea
failure.
what the swan's
You
talking about.
Go ahead and mark potential, and you have no idea what's going on. Sylvia's acting really weird.
3 question marks. No,
Yeah.
do any of you speak Swan? Look, the thread is there. I don't know where she's headed.
She looks like she's pointing her head towards that way. And like vaguely gestures.
Do we know what's that
Yes, I can
way?
see
The
that.
same way that the swan's head is pointing.
Um,
She just vaguely gestures there. Unhelpful.
I'll try and pierce the swan mask.
It's a
Maybe
pretty
because I
mask.
spend some more time with Sylvia. I'll
Okay.
figure it out. Probably not. My mundane's a -1, so
Our
Nice.
first challenge, trying to understand what the heck one of our team members
Yes.
is.
Interpreting swan
Oh, okay.
charades.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 -1 is 8.
Okay, so you get to ask one question. Do you have the cheat sheet open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want us to do? She wants us to follow her.
She wants you to. Yeah, I guess is that what
Follow.
Sylvia wants? Just to follow,
I-
want
I
them to follow
mean-
her?
Sylvia wants them to know that that is the most threatened place.
The city hall.
Or, yeah, that
Okay.
The
city hall
mayor's in
is
trouble again.
the
She wants you to go
focus.
to City Hall.
She wants us to go to City Hall.
Is because that's the direction this thing's headed in?
I
Sylvia
guess.
nods. Yes.
That
Fuck
one
'em.
we understand.
I don't know how much city is between the storm and City Hall. I don't know how much shit's gonna get destroyed if we.
If I make gravity lighter, we'll fly faster.
Nothing could
I guess-
possibly go wrong.
You want to fly away from the threat.
Towards City Hall. That's where the mayor is. He's probably in trouble again. He's always in trouble.
Roxy just like licks her finger and like puts it out in the wind, and she's like, "Yep, the wind's going that way."
As you do that, this huge bolt of lightning just arcs overhead, and there's this loud crack of thunder, and then it's almost like even worse than it's been all day. The heavens open up, and this heavier downpour just starts
The
pelting
wet dog
and
smell. We'll never
battering
get it out.
all of you. And
Oh God. I'm gonna smell like wet dog for days.
I know,
Can't get it out.
do Joe.
Joe's
your
like
claws
desperately clinging to
sink
Roxy the swan.
the swan?
I've got enhanced hearing, and that went off right next to my head. That is 100%
Got
reflex of
tinnitus.
just like,
Okay. Sylvia, you feel these claws pierce your back. And yeah, that's, I mean, shocking and also definitely painful.
Yeah.
So probably stutter a bit and
Yeah, there's probably a bit of a stutter there at the very least.
you
hiss
like
in swan.
Yes. Very angry swan.
you
Swans
feel
are
yourself
terrifying.
nearly lose control of your form.
Oh,
And
Oh,
So you like you're
Roxy
like
just
rocking back and forth a little bit. You nearly lose control of your form. You manage to like grasp one last like little thread of control, but it's slipping pretty quick.
Roxy
Okay.
just keeps just starts slowly pulling each of Joe's fingernails out of like the swan flesh. Like
What is closer at
Um,
this point, the center or the city hall? Because I know
the center of the storm.
Okay, then I will reorient because I am not going to be able to make I know I'm losing my form.
Can I try to pierce the veil to see if I can tell this is happening?
Here's the mask, not the
Or
veil.
mask, sorry. Pierce the
I do
veil.
want to pierce the veil.
Pierce the veil. I mean,
Or would that mean
I
more
mean,
assess
the
the
fact-
situation?
the fact that you know something is going on with Sylvia, like something not good.
Okay. I'm not sure what this would be then, but what tall buildings are between where we are now and City Hall in the path of this thing? If there are any.
There are office buildings. It's not no really like huge skyscrapers or anything, but there are some taller office buildings. So there are points where you can land.
Okay. We're on a time limit. We can go to City Hall and fight this thing there, but then we're dealing with civilians. We can fight it here, but then we're dealing with Sylvia possibly losing her form. We can try to find a middle ground. Gotta make this choice now.
Good.
Middle ground is good.
Okay. Let's go for a tall
I've
building
never punched
somewhere
a
between.
thunderstorm before.
Well, you're gonna have a chance. This tallest building, tallest closest building, sort of triangulating.
Okay. Yeah, you see one that's not too far off, and you can make a beeline towards it. And
Cynthia's not touching down yet. She is following along, but she's staying.
okay, so you're
higher.
staying at like the rear of the group to just make sure that
Yeah,
everyone's okay, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
The goal is if somebody starts falling, she's gonna try to catch him.
That's also Elena's goal, but from closer to Sylvia.
Okay, so Echo and Easy Living are spotting the giant Sylvia bird that's carrying two of these
Bring it
team
in.
members.
Bring it in.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Don't say that.
It's fine. I'm already
Of course
bleeding.
not.
It's fine.
And yeah, as several gusts of wind just batter the Sylvia wand.
Valkyrie one.
Valkyrie
Anyway,
wand.
thinking Valkyries could turn into swans.
Swan
That's
curry.
part of the mythology.
Swankery. There we go. We
Swankery,
got
yes.
there.
Took a little bit.
Yeah,
We're out of
that
we're
works.
out of practice when it comes to the puns.
Yeah.
But
We'll get back into
there's definitely a little bit like teetering and dipping going on, and not quite keeping steady in the air. But you do manage to reach the building and touch down before your form completely dissipates.
Okay, putting a pin in this for now, but we need to work on our verticality later.
Yes.
Or we could just not do that ever again.
How about I'm gonna
Just close
actually
the
there
sky.
might be a mechanic for this.
What are you trying to do?
I would like this is not gonna go well for me, but
That's what we're here for.
I would like to threaten towards the eye of the storm. Like just like wave my hand in the air and like shake my fist at the air. Like, come on, you coward.
Angry
Old man
child
shakes
shakes
fist
a
at
cloud.
cloud.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
great.
so-
Let me intimidate this cloud.
Trying to provoke someone, I'm guessing.
If there's somebody like in the cloud, because we never made it to the eye, so we couldn't really like see if
Mhm.
anybody was like in like the storm, right? Like at the epicenter.
Yeah. Okay.
So she
Um,
wants to try to provoke someone into coming down and fighting her.
Okay. If you don't have any special skills, it is rolling with superior.
I do not. I mean, I could have taken that thing, but I didn't. So
And we're
I'm
here
just
for it.
rolling. Yeah, I'm just rolling superior right now. It's not gonna go well. I don't know. Actually, it's not bad. Well, nope, that was worse than I thought. See, this is what happens when you don't color in the numbers on your dice. You get so I got a 7.
Oh, that's a
That
hit.
is just barely
Just
a
barely.
hit. So you can choose one. Do
Okay.
you have the options open, or do you need me to read them?
Let me. I actually printed out my own cheat sheets.
Good. Yeah.
I thought I had one time for this entire campaign, so I want you all to just remember this moment because I'll never be prepared ever again. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
So on a 7 through 9, they can
You choose one.
okay, so they stumble, you take +1 forward against them, they err. You gain a critical opportunity, they overreact, and you gain influence over them. I don't know what's most helpful. Let me look at the influence page here. I think I'm going to have them.
Well, it's not you pick, actually. Reading this, it's they pick, whoever they may be.
Oh, yeah, you choose.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
So they're not going to do exactly what you want,
Ooh.
but they're going to do something.
Wait, for NPCs. No. It says for PCs on a 10 plus both.
But this would be you're trying to provoke an NPC.
Yeah.
Hypothetical
Okay.
NPC at this point. We still haven't seen who's doing this,
Yeah.
if anyone.
Because
Because you're trying
Do
to
they?
provoke...
I think they also roll.
no,
No.
No?
no, you roll, and if it's 10 plus, you get to pick what they do, and if it's 7 to 9, they pick what they do.
Okay. It just says for PCs on a 10 plus both or on a
Yeah, but
Well, that's if you're
Seven
trying
through
to
9, choose
provoke
one.
an NPC.
That's if you're trying to provoke another PC.
Oh, okay.
That's when
okay.
you use that. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's I think one of the ones that can get confusing.
Got it. So then they choose.
Right. I'll say in this case, they stumble and you can take +1 forward against them.
Okay.
And you see there's like a little the harsh wind of this storm lessens for just a split second, but it's enough to give you like a moment of reprieve to know that your words have hit their mark before whoever is controlling this doubles down.
I injured their ego.
Punch him in the
Yep.
soul, Roxy.
Good job, Roxy.
Watchdog just kind of like looks around, then like turns to Elena. Did she just intimidate a storm?
I'm very scary.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does
I'll take
anybody
it.
have something that I can throw? Maybe I could throw something far enough and just.
Thor the
Sure.
werewolf.
I've Cynthia, since one of Cynthia's ability is weapons and gadgets, Cynthia's going to pull out. I'm gonna say, since this guy has light-based stuff, so flashbang grenade probably wouldn't be a good idea here. We're gonna go with a sticky grenade.
Okay.
Hit whoever it is, should tangle him up. Pass it over.
Unless anybody has any better ideas.
I can get you a rock from the ground.
Or that.
This seems more fun.
Yeah. I want to see what happens.
You want me to touch the grenade before we throw it?
How about if it misses, you can touch the second one?
Okay.
I like this. It's compromise. All right. So she just she takes like a baseball stance and just like aims for the center of this.
Okay.
Sort of chucks it just as hard as she can. This is
Okay.
literally all she can think of to do. Like, this is what my barbarian would do against like throwing things at the dragon until it comes down to fight me. Like,
All right.
Cast
Go
Earthbind.
go ahead and directly engage a threat.
All
So you can-
right.
Roll plus danger.
If
Oh,
I remember
yes,
correctly, you
I
had
love
something for
danger.
that, didn't you?
What?
Did you have
Possibly.
something for that? I remember one of your moves having something about that.
So I have unleash your powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier. I don't know if this counts unless you want to count the storm as like a barrier.
I mean, we
Well,
can't
that's
fly.
using.
Because then it would
that
be physics. What physics?
That would be only if you're unleashing your powers, and this is directly engaging a threat.
Okay.
Then
Then I've got in a china shop where you can cause a significant collateral damage to your environment, and I choose an additional option even on a miss.
when you directly.
But I
engage a
damaged
threat.
some shit in the process.
So you can just
PR
like take out a
nightmare.
So if
radar
you
dish or something as you do this.
do you want to use that?
Yeah. Let's see. So I think I still have to
You still have to roll.
roll for directly in its danger, and then
Mhm.
I still get to pick one, even if I miss.
Correct.
And I
You
think
get
I
an
get
additional option.
Can easy living help out with this at all by lightening the initial weight of it?
I
so
can,
the
I can
momentum
reduce the gravity
helps?
on it.
Yeah.
Easier to throw.
Mhm.
I
Is
got
there a
it.
spending team to do that? I feel like there is.
I got an 8.
Okay,
Okay.
it's a hit.
Unless I get additional pluses for help, I don't think I do.
Let
though,
me.
right?
Anyone on the team can spend a team out of the pool to give a teammate +1 on a move after the roll.
I don't
to
think
do
it would
this, the
matter because I'd
spender-
still be
Yeah.
in the 7 through 9 because I got an 8.
Yeah, we only have one team in the pool at the moment
Okay.
because we haven't officially joined battle yet.
So I still get to
Correct.
pick 2.
Yes.
So take something from them and create I So I'd like to well, I'd like to do the last one because it seems the most reasonable unless I'm creating an an opportunity for my allies by knocking them like out of the air or something. I don't know. I would
mean-
choose that one if that's the opportunity, but
Makes sense to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that's creating an opportunity
Yeah.
because we're trying to get him down to a level he can hit.
Right. That's that I would choose create an opportunity, and then I'd also like to and I will let Charlie choose whether they are impressed, surprised, or frightened by me throwing a sticky grenade at them.
Okay. Give me.
But there will be a trading of blows and collateral damage as well. Let us not forget.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
I slip, fall, and break the roof of this place. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, there's got to be some collateral damage for the trade-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when they fall, they could potentially.
I was say we don't know what's doing this. It could be like a
Start
giant robot that we
fire.
knock out of the sky and it just like takes
The
out
lightning
the side of
comes
a
out.
building.
Surprise!
You've set a building on fire. Weird. It was the city hall
Ow.
building.
It's fine.
Not the first time.
Not
Probably
again.
not.
Okay.
City Hall's probably like hella durable by now.
If they
Crow,
haven't-
do you
if
know
they haven't
off the
double
top-
reinforced that? That's on them.
of your head. How. Oh wait, here it is. Okay. It's just flavor. I was making sure trading blows didn't have any sort of it wasn't a mechanical effect.
Mhm.
Not quite.
Well,
like
I mean,
root.
there can be take a powerful blow, but I don't know what's about to come Roxy's way, so I don't know if that's
Well-
going to count as a powerful blow.
They
that
fall
wouldn't
on me and
fall
we
under
wreck
trading blows
something.
though.
Yeah.
Because I was
Hmm.
part of me was wondering if trading blows was like each marking conditions, but that wasn't how that works. Okay. So you
We're still
throw
learning.
yeah. So you're doing create an opportunity and then impress, surprise, or frighten.
And you can choose which of those. Or all 3 at once. It could be a combo.
Press, surprise, frighten. Would that be scare roused?
Caroused.
I'm scared.
Okay.
This better be
So
the hot villain.
you all my villains.
Mark me
are
down as
hot.
horny and scared. Scared and horny.
So you throw this sticky grenade into the eye of the storm, and hear I want to say, like, you wind up this cool baseball pitch, and then when your front foot comes down, it like sinks into the concrete of the top of this building. So then these cracks spread to the sides of the building and travel down the side. So it's just like shattering glass as windows burst outwards. You hear a lot of screams from whoever's inside this building. And the foundation definitely shakes a little bit. It's looking like you might need to do something about that.
Well, what is it that you say, Cynthia, when I do this that I have?
Don't!
Just don't.
I've compromised the structural
Integrity of the... You got part of it. Okay,
But
okay.
then
I'm
as
learning.
this grenade flies into the eye of the storm, you hear a little pop as it goes off, and you'll say just like a stray bolt of lightning comes down and smacks Roxy like right in the chest. There's a little burn mark right there on the chest. But because of that, a little bit of the clouds
flesh.
a little bit of the clouds have, like, the cloud movement has been disrupted by this sticky grenade going off. So you get a glimpse of what's in the eye of this storm. And where did my description go? You see a tall woman basically standing on a small cloud platform. And she looks to be wearing a long ball gown of snow and crystal. Like, think the Ice Queen from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Tilda Swinton.
She has long platinum blonde hair that is in curls down her back, and she has a very fancy masquerade mask on and white gloves that go up to her elbows. And she seems to be holding a large machine gun looking device.
Oh.
Is this somebody who I would recognize?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Well, shit.
And as these clouds disperse and you can get a look at her form, her head turns sharply to the five of you standing on this rooftop of the crumbling building.
Roxy's just kind of waving.
Sylvie wants to touch that gun. Full stop.
Sylvia, do whatever you can to touch that gun. Be safe. Okay. How close is the building to falling?
It is starting to wobble. You've got a few minutes. It's not in a super duper precarious position, but if you don't do something, there's a lot of people who are going to get hurt in this.
In the building?
Elena, do you can you reduce gravity on this? Stop it from collapsing?
Yeah, but
If it
I'm
gets
just
to
gonna
that point.
fall. I don't think I
Keep it
can.
together for a little bit. I'll get everybody out.
Yeah, I can keep it together for a bit.
If you can get me to that gun, I can try and manipulate it so we can make perma ice to
Do you
structure
want me to
up the
toss
building.
you up there?
I don't know if this is a
All
good
right.
choice.
Joe, can you help? Joe, get people out while Elena holds up the building. Roxy, toss Sylvia. I'll follow and kick you back up.
You might want to not be
Got
a
it.
swan when I toss you, Sylvia.
I'm back to
okay.
being me.
Okay. Does this work? Are there any objections? Do we need to change anything before this happens? We have zero, we're counting down.
I'm good.
Okay, go.
All right. I think this classifies as entering battle together as a team.
It does.
So
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I believe that's
Gonna
just.
die
Are these
to
the
count as a
consequences of our own
team
actions?
player.
Maybe.
Also, for the record, like, y'all aren't her humans quite yet, but Roxy did just get hit by this woman attacking her with a lightning bolt, so she's a little upset.
Okay.
I liked
So
this
you-
shit.
You get 2 team in the pool. I don't believe. Does Cynthia have influence over everyone?
No, not currently.
Okay. I wouldn't say everyone has the same purpose because you're.
Well, don't we say what our purposes are? Isn't that?
You have influence over Roxy,
I don't know. That is an excellent question.
but I think we pretty evenly like spread out our influence.
Yeah, Sylvia's
Yeah.
the only one who doesn't have
I don't exactly
isn't
know what that
giving
means.
or isn't taking.
Like, here's the chart from session 0 here. Like,
She doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have influence over everybody. Nobody has influence on Sylvia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like because when you enter battle and as a team, you automatically add 2. If the leader's influence, you add another team. I don't, so we don't. From what I was reading in the like sort of they have like vignettes in the book where they kind of like describe the sessions of people playing. And in those they had people describe their own purposes, like as in like the GM asked them, but your call, of course. And because we also have to say if you mistrust, you have to pick who the leader is. You have to say if you mistrust the leader, and then I guess it's your call if we're ill prepared or
That's
off the balance.
Right. I wouldn't say you're ill prepared in this case. Does. Okay. Cool. So yeah. Guess we do have to establish the leader in this case.
Wait,
What
so-
is everyone's character's thoughts on who the leader is?
Cynthia's in the
in
mindset that
charge.
she's controlling this thing right now.
It's not.
I'm in
it's
charge.
not me.
No, it's not. It's not Roxy.
I think Sylvia has, because Cynthia was the one who summoned Sylvia, so she has defaulted to assuming Cynthia's in charge as well.
Everybody just immediately has already assumed that Echo is in
You're our
charge.
default adult.
She did
Okay.
bring us
What
all
are we
together and
doing?
make us
I mean,
communicators.
she's the one she would have touched stuff before if Cynthia hadn't stopped her. So
I mean,
Okay.
I do also give you a supply of things to touch. Just see what
Yes.
happens.
yeah.
It balances out. Things
It's
to touch, things
science.
to not touch.
And you did
That
just
does
tell
work
me
out,
to
though.
go touch the gun. So
Because in situations where Echo is the team leader when we enter a battle, we get to add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward because of the
Sweet.
captain ability.
Great.
Nice.
Does anyone mistrust Echo?
Not today.
Some days.
Someday, maybe we'll get there. Maybe.
No,
I don't
In
think
this
so.
circumstance, no.
I
In this
think-
circumstance,
Okay.
no.
We drive each
Sylvia
other
probably
crazy.
knows that Echo is investigating her a little bit, but she doesn't really care. People do this all the time. So she's like, you know what? Have fun. You give me stuff to play with, so we're fine.
Mhm.
We're all
I
good.
mean, she
And
did
right now,
go
I
tell you to
really-
touch the gun.
Yeah. And really, right now, I want to fuck up this bitch because A, she just hurt someone who is potentially one of my humans, and B, I'm kind of jealous that she looks nicer than me right now.
Steal her dress.
Steal that dress. Yeah.
I might.
I encourage this.
Or I'm just gonna like steal her form at some point and ruin her life. It's fine.
In terms of purposes, I'd say that Cynthia's is to stop this threat before anything bad happens.
Okay. So stop the mysterious masked woman. What
Yeah.
about everyone else?
Well,
Keep the building up is Elena's first priority right now.
Joe's is save everybody because he really can't do anything to this woman.
Sylvia is seeing new tech and is like, I want to touch it.
Roxy's gearing up to yeet Sylvia.
So I'd say the purposes are fairly divided in this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I would say that Roxy is waiting for Elena to give the go ahead that she's got things stable because Roxy knows that she is a terrible amount. Oh, she's a calamity. She's collateral damage. The collateral damage that comes with her is high.
So to summarize, then that's an extra 3 team in the pool because we have the +2 baseline, and then
Your
Yeah, but I count we're up to 4.
your captain ability. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
and
at a
then
total
captain.
of 4. You have
Okay.
4 team.
good to know.
Cool.
Captain coming in clutch.
I got one
Mhm.
little jade dice to count it.
Yeah,
Perfect. I just have it on a notepad up there. Okay. So
I have it on a spreadsheet along with the
Mhm.
influence that everybody has on everybody else, and my personal labels to keep track of them.
Probably what I should do.
all right. So we will start by actually, I think taking a break. I think that's a good time to take a break
Yes.
before we start
Drama.
getting into
Yeah.
something, and then we have to help the
Yeah.
momentum. So
Yeah.
we'll be back here. Not to leave you on a brief cliffhanger, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So
Well, I can feel that things are getting hot. I wanna give you everything I've got. Oh, so let's go. I'll show you heaven, and we can watch the world from above. And every time we're close together, you make me feel so fine. The way you say those magic words and look into my eyes, I get this burning feeling deep in my soul. When you hold me close, I'll never let go. No.
scale up the tree back to the platform to get inside. Bursting through the doors is everyone's favorite student, Barnaby Halsey.
Ah, yes.
Baxter, what are you doing here?
It's Barnaby.
Fix a bee
It's a dorm. What am I supposed to be doing here?
The forest is on fire.
Why
No
are you
shit.
always harassing us? Like, I don't understand.
Just harassing you. Why are you outside?
What did you do, Bartholomew?
It's Barnaby, and I don't know anything.
There's fire everywhere, and here you are.
Barnyard. We need an instructor. Teshi fell and broke her leg, and we
It's
aren't.
not even
We
a
don't want to
name.
like heal a broken leg. That's dangerous to do when we've.
So go
Are
to
untrained.
the teacher's building.
Dangerous to move her, Bartok.
It's Barnaby. It's Barnaby.
Yes, Bartel. We
We,
We
hear
need-
you and we understand you, but this is really
It
important.
Doesn't seem like you do.
Barnaby-
Yeah, surviving's important right now.
Yeah, and you don't want to leave poor Teshi, our good friend.
Was it Brian B?
No, it's
I think you got most of the right letters.
Nothing.
poor guy.
You need help, go find an instructor. What do you want me to do?
Get out of my
way,
We
we
know
need
where
to
the
find the
medical
chicken.
instructor is.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the trees are all up in arms about this fire chicken. And the instructor tree probably isn't where it usually hangs out.
Right now, we need you to move out of the way so we can go save Pasha.
Oh, yeah,
Yes!
that too.
Pasha is number one concern in
Yes.
all of this.
Pasha can't fly, and Pasha's also a chicken, so he's extra prone to being fire chickened. So move.
Yes.
When you say the biggest problem, he just gestures at the fire, the forest that's on fire.
Priorities,
I don't have time for this,
Bernard.
Beauregard. I'm just gonna push past.
Okay.
Go run and look for Pasha.
It's like, out of my way, Beckett.
It's Barnaby. Okay. How do fights work? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Nobody knows.
The viewers can learn with us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're learning together.
People who know masks watching this are just screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magpie Games is like, what are you doing?
Magpie. We get a cease and desist from Magpie.
You guys are just playing our game. You're too
Hey,
bad.
if we didn't get a cease and desist from the city of Salem, we're not gonna get a cease
Yet.
and desist for this.
Yet.
Yeah, we have not yet gotten a cease and desist from Salem.
The cease and desist from the haunted Walgreens.
Yep.
Anyway,
As we've
I'll say
established,
some
that is all
stuff, and I'm
Walgreens.
just, I got no context here, and I'm just like, I don't know if y'all are just screwing with me.
I promise we're not.
we can explain later.
Keep on explaining, and it just makes me have more questions.
That was our plan all along, actually. Weird
so
data.
we have entered battle as a team against a dangerous foe. We have Easy Living using her gravity manipulation powers to hold up a crumbling building as a watchdog heads inside to save all of the civilians. And then we have is it so I don't remember, is it who's being yeeted? Is Roxy being yeeted into
Sylvia's being
Valkyrie.
yeeted
Okay,
by
yeah.
Roxy.
Okay, Roxy is yeeting
The
Sylvia
yeeter.
into against this woman in a ball gown while Echo
Is
spots her.
spotting.
I'm gonna say since Sylvia looks like a very immediate threat, Echo's gonna try to pincer her and sneak up on her.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
fair.
Echo Pit.
Blondie looks very demonic.
Yes.
Demon
Okay.
cat.
So, let's start with this crumbling building first. This, I mean, holding up a, I don't know, has Elena had to hold up a crumbling building before, or what's?
Probably not. Not on this such a large scale. This counts as a scene now, correct?
Yeah,
So I
yes.
will
This is a scene.
be accumulating burn when I do things.
I believe so.
It
Let's.
says when you
Double
charge
check.
up your powers, roll at plus conditions you currently have marked. On a hit, hold 3 burn. On 7 to 9, mark a condition. On a miss, hold 2 burn and mark 3 conditions.
Okay. So, are you charging up your powers?
Yeah.
All right.
So-
I don't believe you have any conditions marked.
No, I don't have any conditions right
No,
now.
I'm
So-
the only one with conditions.
Yeah. I'll start charging up my powers. I'll glow a little bit goldish. Like her veins kind of glow and stuff.
Okay.
Which is hard, I guess, hard to see in the rain. There's just like a light where Easy Living is.
It's like just
And
like
she's got that raincoat on
headlights,
too.
Yeah.
headlights and
She-
fog.
Yeah, just like a really dim headlight.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d6.
I'm doing my magic powers. This is adding freak, correct?
No. For charging your powers, it's roll plus conditions. So you just roll 2d6.
I don't think you have any conditions marked right now, so it's just going to be a result.
Yeah.
Ooh, 9.
Okay. You on a 7 to 9, you mark a condition.
Yep.
And you hold 3 burn.
Yep.
So
Is that
So
the
I
condition
gain-
of her choice, or is it one of your choice, Charlie?
It just says mark.
it just says mark a condition. It does not specify.
So I think then you choose easy
okay.
living.
I have conditions on my phone.
Those are called
Afraid,
viruses.
angry, guilty, hopeless, or
Probably
insecure.
afraid, honestly.
Okay.
Afraid.
Means you're going to take -2 to directly engage for future rolls.
Okay. But I got 2 burn.
No, you have 3.
I have 3 burn. I can count.
Alrighty. So. And then, as you are charging up your powers, Watchdog, I'm guessing you head inside this crumbling building?
Yep. You said the windows kind of busted out from the
Yes.
side of the building.
Yep.
I probably hop like off the lip of the building and sort of like swing into one of the broken windows.
Okay. You land inside this large open office space with a bunch of cubicles, and as you land inside, a very wet, tall, menacing werewolf,
Covered in glitter.
Yeah.
covered in glitter, and just stuffed into this very stretched out seafoam blue t-shirt. Several people who were already panicking a little bit see you and are like start screaming.
Yeah.
What do you do?
We
It's
sent
alright.
a werewolf in to calm them and immediately get them back.
Or to scare them out.
You did
That's
That's all. Go with that.
Technically-
Just start roaring and like.
I mean, technically, it wasn't to calm them down; it was to save their asses.
That
but
being
like
said-
you want them to follow directions and they're scared.
I figure he's fast
Yeah.
and strong enough to pick him up and run him out, whether they want to or not.
That's fair.
All right.
That being said, if I can, I'd like to trigger defend someone here to try to like save them from like the collapsing structure and sort of like try to get them to get out the emergency exit.
Hmm. Um. Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we'll
So
go
that's
with it.
Plus savoir, which is a +1 for me. 'cause
A
I took my
savior.
+1 of that. Yes, plus savior.
Plus Savior.
Huh. Okay, that's an 8.
All right. Okay, so
Um,
it costs you like a natural 8, or is that 8 total?
8 total.
Okay, so it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
Okay. So on a hit, I do get to choose one, and I do keep them safe. So
Uh-huh.
I get folks out. I don't have any conditions. Not really interested in taking influence over random office workers. I'll go ahead and add a team to the pool. Say
Okay.
I'm like handling the situation well enough, it lets everybody else like focus on the villain.
A few people are like, one loud person in the back is just like, "Hey, that's Watchdog," and like turns to other people like, you know Watchdog, remember from the news reports, the papers, and then that helps like spread, and like you can
Yep.
still see everyone's on edge because a building is collapsing on top of them, but they're
Yeah,
just like,
go
okay,
figure.
maybe we're actually gonna survive this. This isn't
Do a heroic pose.
another.
Yeah, I was
this
about to
isn't
say.
another
Power
threat.
posing.
Watchdog definitely like points to that person like, yeah.
I love you, random
Point.
citizen.
Yeah, pretty much. I love it.
You're
Okay.
the real hero.
And I will go ahead and expose myself to danger. We'll say that I am getting everybody out, but maybe the building's also kind of now falling on me.
Okay.
Like maybe I make one last run through to make sure everything's okay, but like, building's still collapsing.
They're gonna be so angry at us.
Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, you expose yourself to danger as we'll say that Easy Living has done a great job in charging up her powers and managing to keep this crumbling facade from completely collapsing, but a lot of the interior structural integrity has deteriorated rather rapidly. So there's a lot of like ceiling tiles that are falling, and you probably get into the stairwell and you've just got like concrete blocks hitting you, like collapsing onto you, and probably at some point I'd say you make it down and there's like a blockage in the stairway, but the wall is partially crumbled in, so you can either go up or you can dive through that hole in the wall.
We'll go with the hole in the wall.
All right. We'll say you are like 5 floors up. And do a nice, neat little tuck and roll. So go ahead as you come down on the ground. Say, yeah, roll to take a powerful blow.
Ooh, okay. Well, I don't have any conditions, Mark, so I believe it's just a straight roll, correct?
Correct. And you want to roll low.
Shibbit. That's a 7.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
It
On a
says-
7 to
Land
9,
art.
choose one.
What are my choices?
Your choices are you lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity. You struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
Mm. I don't even know if anybody can hear me over this storm right now. I will go
Easy Living's
ahead-
the closest in vicinity, so she probably could.
But I don't have influence over her.
Roxy's kind of close on top of the building. If
I mean,
you're
you
at
could
the top.
influence over her.
provoke.
I'm
you
on
could
top of the building too.
You don't.
Mhm.
That's only to inflict a condition. So if you're within earshot, you can just provoke them to foolhardy action.
Okay.
Because it's you just lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. So it's one or
Gotcha.
the other. You don't need influence for both.
In that case, I think I'll verbally lash out at Easy Living. And say something along the lines
Rude.
of, "Can't you hold this thing together any better? It's coming down. Come on, I thought this was supposed to be your thing."
It's going down. I'm getting timber.
In my best therapist voice, Easy Living, how does that make you feel?
Guilty, probably. She's already
Question.
scared, but
Oh, that's rude.
Does Sylvia hear this?
oh no.
Sylvia got yeeted.
Change
Um,
plans. We're
Sylvia's on a
eating
mission.
that joke.
I think Sylvia's probably currently flying through the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to say, I think this is happening simultaneously to you guys
Yeah.
engaging
Yeah,
here.
it is.
So.
Yeah.
It is. So, what foolhardy action are you going to take, Easy Living?
Wait, what options do I have?
Let go of the building and crash
Limitless.
it all
It's
down.
whatever you want to do.
And furthermore, you're the Nova, so your
You're
powers are
limited
literally
by
just
your
like-
imagination.
yeah.
I'm gonna try harder and start to compress the building.
Oh dear.
You're not holding it hard
Opposite
enough.
problem.
Okay, I'll
Opposite
hold it
problem.
harder.
Well, now we're crushing
So, okay, have you seen okay, what's that movie? Like The Core, I think. Have you seen that movie? Where okay, it's like this apocalyptic movie where the center of the earth stops spinning, so everything starts like dying, and this team of scientists creates this big like drill machine so they can burrow down to the center of the core and like kickstart it. But because of the internal pressure of the earth, one of the like cars on this drill ends up like has a fault in it, so it ends up getting crushed to the size of the atom. So that's just like what I'm imagining is this huge structure just like collapsing in itself into nothingness.
I imagine that like she's like overcompensating for it, like it's
Mhm.
like going down this way. So she's like overcompensating by trying to like push it together like this way.
Mush it.
So now like it's become
Yes.
like a more skinny building. So like also whatever structural integrity that was left in the building.
It's gone. It's gone.
Like-
Oh.
I still am trying harder.
And now you've just got
Start
this
squish.
sandwiched rectangle of
it's like a
building and
mistake.
glass.
Yeah.
Love this.
Yeah, let's go wrong.
Wait, sorry. Question. Did this start when you used the provoke someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so that this was an effect of take a powerful blow. And
Okay.
on a 7 to 9, it was the first option. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action.
Okay.
That was the effect
Thank
of
you.
the roll.
Thank you.
So okay, yeah, no. Let's see what's been going on while that's happened. So meanwhile, as initially
Elsewhere.
when Easy Living had gone to first try and stabilize the building and Watchdog had leapt inside through the broken window, Roxy was getting ready to launch Valkyrie up to this woman in a ball gown. So is this an action that you've done previously? Is this... Well, I feel like it would be because
I feel like
Jim-
Roxy has launched all of us
Basically,
at this point.
yeah.
You probably practiced throwing each other.
Hinted to be yeeted. She's yeeted them before.
Okay.
She's probably also yeeted larger things than like
Mhm.
the team. So like I imagine so how I imagine it going, like to get like the force that you need going, she would have to spin around while like holding Sylvia's like hands. So like Sylvia
Like discus.
yeah, like is now like gaining and then like whip her that way. Yes, like a like
Okay.
a frisbee fae.
Yes.
Or a fae frisbee. Either one works, honestly. And so before she does that, she like says she looks at you're gonna want to stand back. And, like it's
Cynthia's still in the air, floats back.
Yeah,
Nope, I'm not getting close to this.
just like links hands with Sylvia, just starts like spinning like really fast until Sylvia's like, whipping around, and then just like chucks her at.
Okay, so, and then as soon as
say frisbee.
all right, as soon as Valkyrie starts flying through the air, does Echo start like going around the other side to try and get a
Yeah.
sneak attack on this?
Yeah, we're gonna immediately try to get out
Lady?
of line of sight and then
Okay. All right. I don't think there's anything for that, so we can just say you can use enough of the cloud coverage to get out of sight. There's enough.
Conditions are not ideal for keeping sight lines on people.
nah.
Let's get some more appropriate music going. So. Okay. As alrighty. So as you're flying it through the air, Valkyrie, what are you intending to do as you're just hurtling
So,
towards this
my
woman?
first plan, like my first priority, is getting this gun and potentially altering it so I can follow up with the ice plan. If I have a second opportunity, I'm going to blast her in the face with pheromones.
Okay, let's.
Take an item is literally an option in direct
Yeah,
engage. So.
I was gonna say let's start by directly engaging a threat. So you roll plus danger, and I don't think you have any.
Unless the stag somehow jumps in on this, because I think the stag can let you roll with superior for this, maybe.
I don't think the stag can
too
fly
far
though.
away.
So
Yeah,
it's too far away.
I don't think the
Upgrade for later,
stack is
upgrade for later.
hurtling
Yeah.
through the air.
We
Just
also
add-
flew
next
from our
time.
Just add
original
some wings to that
destination.
motorcycle.
ET bike style, just
Well, if we put flames on it, then like maybe it'll be fast enough to just
Just put lightning. If it's just grease lightning, it'll naturally
It's
fly
fine.
for
Yes.
no reason.
I mean, it's like fast and maneuverable, but like I don't think it's within range to like summon this thing.
No, I think it's protected with
but-
bikes.
Yeah. It knows how important Roxy's bike is to her.
Hmm.
I did end up putting my +1 into danger, so I'm rolling just straight.
Betty Crockett's.
So that would be a 9.
Okay.
Okay, so you get to pick one. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity
Oh, I
for your
am taking their
allies.
shit. I am taking
Okay.
their shit.
That one. Do
Yep.
that one.
You fly through the air and get a hand on this gun in her hands, and just the momentum is enough to keep you going. So you just rip it out of her grasp.
Yoink.
But because of that, you keep going.
That's fine. I can fly. I can deal
You're
with this
just like-
later.
Fly
I was about to
through
say
there,
you just
got
like deploy the fairy
it.
wings, just
And
like
I roll
Successful.
alien tech right here then.
oh yes.
Do it. Do it.
Right off
do
the
it,
bat.
do
We don't even know what this thing does normally, but
It's
let's
gonna
just
be
screw
a
with
bubble
it.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Giant bubble gun.
Alien tech, when you alter a human device with your alien technology, or in this case, ability, roll plus freak, on a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible once and then fizzle. When you roll a 10 plus choose 1, it works exceptionally well, or you get an additional use out of it. On a miss, the device works, but it has completely unintended side effect that the GM will reveal when you use it.
Bubble.
Okay.
It's a bubble party.
Sure.
That's funny.
I am
Go ahead
working
and-
on the function or the idea that this controls weather in some way, and I'm going to try and alter it so it can consolidate perma ice to help shore up this building.
Ooh.
That is an 11.
Ooh. Fancy.
And
So okay.
I
She's
want
rolling
it to
double
work
digits.
exceptionally well.
Okay. So
I don't know what else this thing does, but this is what I intended to do with my
Okay.
assumptions.
okay. So you have gotten your hands on this machine gun type thing and are flying through the air as you manipulate it. Echo, what are you doing as you see this happen? So you watch Valkyrie come through, take this gun, and now there's just this woman standing on this cloud in the middle of the storm.
Okay, as the gun is being taken, I am going to attempt to directly engage a threat, and I'm going to try to surprise her by I've got a net sort of capsule. Activate that, throw it over, try to throw her off balance.
Pokeball?
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Thinking like
Go
the
ahead.
capsules from not Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Ball Z.
I have no frame of reference for that.
Pokemon?
It's more like a sort of the same sort of grenade style, but it's like press a button, net,
Ah, nice.
trying to fuck up flying people.
Just like a net
Also,
launcher.
Yeah, well, not really a launcher. It's more just like a
Pocket-sized net.
I have a utility belt.
Pocket net.
You are Batman.
You've got the sharpest one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, so this is danger, and I technically have a -1 to danger. Rolled an 8, so that's a 7.
Okay, you pick one.
I'm gonna go with my original intention and say surprise.
It's worth
Okay.
noting with each of
Surprise,
these,
motherfucker.
it's worth knowing with each of these. I believe they also trade blows. So this
Yes.
woman gets
Okay,
plus her
how does
response.
that work?
It's basically flavor.
Okay.
It can change the fiction, but it doesn't have any mechanical effect.
Okay.
At least not initially.
Yes. So you get up behind her and you surprise her with this net. Are you just trying to see if you can grapple her, basically?
Essentially.
Okay.
I don't know if she has any other devices. I want to try to take her as out of commission as possible.
Okay. You get up behind her and throw this net over her, and she definitely flails around for a minute, but kind of grasps a hand on it and gets a hand through the ropes of this net and yanks you forward, and then just gives you like an elbow to the face. Stay out of this fight, little girl. You don't know what you're messing with.
Love that.
Ooh.
Messed up.
Was that the shifting of labels I heard?
Oh.
Oh,
Did
yes.
I
Is
hear
that-
Cynthia's danger go way up?
Let's see.
That's what that sound was.
I'd say this is probably, gosh, I've never done this before. So much
I'm in-
power.
If I may make a recommendation, but the way
Sure.
that's phrased, that sounds like danger down, mundane up to me.
Okay. I was definitely leaning at least towards mundane, so yeah. So you can either accept it or reject, I believe.
Mhm.
Reject it.
All right, I'm going to attempt to reject that.
Danger high.
Bum, 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 bum. Shifting labels. When you
I think it's roll above a 7, and then it's I pick 1, roll above a 10, pick 2. On a miss, it affects me, and you shift my labels, and I mark a condition.
I think so. I don't know where this it's not on my cheat sheet.
It's in the basic moves cheat sheet under influence at the bottom.
Okay, rejecting influence. When you reject someone's influence, roll. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a +10, choose 2. On 7 or 9, choose 1. And then there's a list of options.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, yeah. So okay. Go ahead and roll.
All right. So straight roll, that's an 8.
Okay. So
Choose 1.
you let me make a note here because you're Cynthia rejected her influence.
Which I don't know if that necessarily means she loses influence necessarily.
I think so. I think if you successfully reject it, I think they lose influence over you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works. But we can double check in between sessions.
Yeah. But you
They
now get
can-
to choose one. Oop, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that doesn't mean they can't get influence over you again. It just means that for the
Yeah.
moment they don't have influence over you.
Yeah. In this case,
For those at home, we now have the choice between clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Oh, I guess that doesn't automatically cancel your influence then. Okay.
I
We'll
think
see.
In this case, Cynthia is going to engage in opposite day, and we're going to shift danger up and mundane down. So the opposite intention.
Oh, okay.
And what she's gonna, so let me mark that. She's gonna say, "You don't know who you're messing with."
Ooh, alrighty.
Still
So
close to be traded with Sylvie, by the way. Yeah, Sylvie did also directly engage.
We'll say as what allowed Echo to get that surprise was even though Valkyrie had taken the gun from her, as you're flying through the air, these shards of ice formed in the air and pelted you as you were flying away.
Lovely.
Yes. So you probably got some cuts and bruises over some minor lacerations.
I'll be
on
fine.
your
You've
skin.
got you've got
But-
ice splinters.
Yeah.
There'll be sticks
Ice
on her tongue as we do as this happens.
Free tongue piercing.
Yeah.
Yes. As all that is going on, Roxy is back on the building, which I think at this point has now inwards, which has probably upset your footing a little bit. So what are you?
I'm
What are you
gonna
doing?
jump off the building and attempt a superhero landing.
Okay.
Insert cool sound effect for superhero landing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna run to like right under where like Cynthia and this like little cloud platform are or whatever. So I'm on the ground under them.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then I'm gonna use provoke someone, and I'm going to use my bull's heart mechanic enabler to provoke my lover rival. Cynthia's my
Rival.
current rival.
Mhm.
To do something that's poorly thought out, which is tackle this lady off of her cloud thing, and I'll catch you.
Catch me or catch her?
Catch you. I don't care if she falls.
I'm floating, but
Yeah.
sure.
But I want her down on the ground so I can.
Okay, yeah, no, I get you. Okay.
Okay. So you roll to provoke someone and add danger.
Oh yeah. That's 11.
Okay, so on a 10 plus for PCs both. So if they do it, add a team to the pool. If they don't do it, they mark a condition.
Mhm.
They rise to the bait and do what you want. Wait, no, that's NPCs. Okay. So you're telling her to tackle this lady off the cloud. So
Yep, just or push her off. I mean, either way.
wait, that doesn't.
I think it's
Oh,
If
add a
it's
team to
7
the
to-
pool and market condition.
I think it's if it's 7 to 9, you only get to pick either or. So it's like if I do it, then I can add a team, but if I don't do it, there's no consequences. Versus if I don't do it, there's a consequence, but there's no benefit if I do it. But if it's plus
So-
10, you get to do both.
So there is
Right.
a penalty and a reward in this instance, but otherwise
Yeah.
it would be a penalty or a reward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we get to okay. So what? How does? How does Cynthia react? How do you react?
How does Roxy provoke her?
She just says, "Come on, don't be a coward. You can just like tackle her off. I'll catch you."
Sorry, just my brain was like, nobody calls me chicken.
Not a chicken.
You better be sure about this.
I'm
She's
sure.
gonna
I'm
tackle
great
her off the cloud.
Okay. So we add a team to the pool and you mark a condition.
But I did do it.
But Roxy rolled over a 10. So both
Yeah, but
happen.
it's
No.
No.
The condition only happens if she didn't do it.
Then what does it mean by on a 10 plus both?
okay. So if Roxy had rolled a 7 to 9 and specified that the one that she was picking was if they do it, add a team to the pool, then if I do it, I do add a team. But if I don't do it, then there's no condition. In this case, since it was above a 10, if I do it, we add team, and if I don't do it, there's a consequence.
Okay.
Okay. That
Like-
still doesn't make sense to me, but we'll go with it.
I think it's intended to sort of get across the idea of like an encouraging provoke or a threatening provoke.
Well, I think it's like a you can do both if you want to. Like for the bull, there are some moves that it actually benefits me greatly to be angry. Like I Hulk out when I'm angry and can do extra crazy stuff. So I think it's like I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that like maybe you can do both, not like you have to do both. Right? Like
No,
but I
I
don't know.
don't.
There's got to be clarifications on this in the book. Hang on.
Okay, on page 64. If you're trying to provoke a PC, on a 7 to 9, you pick that either they must mark a condition if they don't do what you said you wanted them to do out of character, or you can add a team to the pool if they do what you want. On a 10 plus, both are true. If they must mark a condition, they get to choose which condition they mark. So,
But
I still have the choice whether or not to do it.
right. That still isn't.
But what do they mean by must? Like, I mean, must she make like do it?
We will just. How about we just figure that out later? Let's just not worry about it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just add a team to the pool, and you are rising to the bait.
Yeah,
Okay. So
I'm tackling her.
any particular? Are you going to say anything any particular way, or just taking her?
Yeah,
down?
no. What I said was, you better be sure about this to Roxy.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and have you directly engage the threat.
All right. It's a 6. Actually, it's a 5 because it's -1.
Oh.
No, I don't have a -1 for danger anymore. It's
I was
6.
gonna say-
Still a failure.
Yeah.
Don't you have a +1 engaging her though going forward?
I do.
Yes. So you would just
So it's a
barely.
7.
Ha!
Okay.
Yes.
So on a 7 to 9, pick one.
I'm going to say create an opportunity for your allies since I'm trying to get her down to Roxy's level.
Okay. Since you can manipulate gravity, do you let go of her as you knock her down, or are you slamming her into the concrete?
I can't manipulate gravity, but I can move things with my mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to angle so like I'm kind of above her, and we're going to try to telekinetically slam her into the roof, into Roxy.
Okay.
I'm on the ground actually. So
Oh, you're on the ground? You
Mhm.
got down from the
Yeah.
Okay.
I jumped
I'm
off
gonna
the
aim.
roof.
Okay, I'm gonna aim towards the ground at Roxy.
Okay.
Trying to fastball special a villain.
Okay.
Yes. Let's
As-
eat the villain. I'm ready.
As you are hurtling
That's
down towards the ground. She like reaches a hand up behind, like stretches a hand up out behind you, and this bolt of lightning slant like pierces the small of your back.
Oh, I'm gonna make
And
her
sort
hurt
of
for
like
that.
lessens your grip like, just a fraction, but not enough to really change much. And as you are hurtling towards Roxy and let her go, I'm gonna say just Roxy, roll to take a powerful blow.
All right.
Oh,
Where it is plus conditions.
So what is the roll?
Do you have
Oh,
any
I don't have
conditions
any
marked?
conditions right now.
Okay, then it's just a straight roll.
Then I fail.
Okay,
I
mark
think
potential.
that's good
It's good.
for this.
Yes.
Oh, it is
It's good. Yeah,
I
so
rolled
mark-
exactly a 6, so that is
Okay,
positive then.
that's very good. Yeah, mark
I
potential.
was like, uh-oh, I think I missed it by 1. And I'm like, no, I
No, you
barely
want-
made it.
This is the one skill you want to roll low for. So go ahead
Yes.
and mark potential, and then how do you handle just being struck by this woman hurtling through the air?
In a ball
So,
gown.
In a ball
yeah, in
gown.
a ball gown. Does she like fall on top? She falls on top of me? That's what's happening?
I
Yeah.
threw her at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just like put my arms out. So it's like I'm hugging her, but I've also like got her kind of grappled because Roxy's strong, right? Like this is gonna be the bear hug that she can't escape from. But she's just gonna look her in the eye and go, "Sup, icy hot."
Oh, man.
oh God.
Okay. All right.
We got our
Um,
first one-liner of the game, folks.
Okay. All right. She just says, "You want icy hot? I'll give you icy hot." And then
Bring it on.
another crackle of thunder echoes overhead, and the wind kicks up as a large torrent of rain, like another large sheet of rain, falls and soaks all of you. And this, the storm cloud overhead starts reforming in a tighter cylinder and gets a little bit of a kickstart in the direction of City Hall as you watch as a funnel cloud forms and a tornado begins to descend. The
Not the
crowd of civilians that had escaped the now crushed building begin screaming and scattering. And with alarming speed, this tornado touches down and begins to suck up cars. Joe, you can see that several civilians
Suck up
are
cars
like,
and Joe.
Joe, you're not sucked up by the tornado.
There's just a werewolf like in the funnel.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Wolfnado.
It's like the cow except
Lord.
for a werewolf in a Letterman jacket going, oh.
I'm not in the Letterman jacket right now, but
You see some, with the strength of the winds, people who were unfortunately a little too close to this tornado are nearly getting sucked up, but some of them have like grabbed like light poles and other like a mailbox or a trash can, and are trying to keep themselves with their legs like immediately being pulled in the air behind them as they try to keep from being sucked into whatever this is.
okay. Do I have any opportunity to act here?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm uniquely suited to this. I'm gonna go ahead and fall on all fours and start like sinking my claws in so that I'm not getting
Okay.
sucked away, and I'm gonna try to get them out of there.
All right. This is a defend someone. 100%.
The Suava.
Sevilla.
I'm just gonna pronounce it more and more terribly as the campaign goes on.
More and more French.
It's a 4.
By the end of it, it's just like Penelope or something.
It's just savior backwards.
That we are.
Relevas.
Savoy.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 and I got +1, so that's gonna be a 7.
Ooh. All right. So you keep them safe and choose one. So you managed to rescue some civilians. I'll let you describe how you go about doing that. But
Okay.
what are you going to choose? And are you exposing yourself to danger or escalating the situation?
I don't know how I could escalate this with my current position.
Any further than Roxy already
Make
has
it a
escalated.
fire tornado? I don't know.
Oh lord.
If you threw some sharks in there, it would escalate
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Wolfnado.
Also, you would have to if there were sharks around because
No.
Just go over to the
okay.
bay. Halcyon City Bay has sharks, right?
I'll go
Maybe
ahead and add another
piranhas.
team to the pool, which, I mean, y'all, we've got to
No
start thinking
sharks.
about using some of this team. We got 7 in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
And I will, again, expose myself to danger, which I think is pretty obviously I throw people
Danger,
clear, but I'm
danger.
just...
Okay.
Ooh.
So
Why don't
Joe,
you just clear some conditions?
I don't
A
have
tornado.
conditions.
Tornado.
Tornado.
Yes.
The Joe NATO.
Okay,
There's
All right.
definitely like a half second where he's like realizing what's happening. He's just like,
Oh, no.
guys! Just zip!
I'll
Okay.
try to turn it off.
So if I can free
well, I was
up
gonna
easy
give-
living.
yeah, I was gonna give Easy Living an opportunity here to
Yeah.
act
Yeah.
in witnessing all this.
Yeah, people are out of the building. You can just let it.
If people are out of the building, I'll just drop it.
It's also frozen over at this point.
Well, yeah,
'cause Valkyrie, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Valkyrie hasn't acted yet either. So if you let the Valkyrie try and freeze the building into place, you don't have to worry about rubble crushing
As much
potential
trouble.
civilians.
It's fine.
And that'll be Valkyrie's reaction to this. So
Okay.
to free up Easy Living to potentially deal with the tornado.
Okay. So you lay into this new altered machine gun that you have, and it just like from the ground up just encases this crushed building in ice. And once it gets to the top, you feel it sputter and die as like smoke starts coming out of the barrel. It's basically just a piece of junk now. It's got no life left in it.
I can give it to Roxy to hit someone with. It's fine.
It could still be used as a club.
Fair.
Oh man. Yes.
Improvised weapons. So now that you are freed from your responsibilities of holding this building up, what are you gonna do? Easy Living.
I'm gonna drop the building. That's not
Well,
a problem anymore.
It's frozen in place. You don't actually
Yeah.
have to drop it. It's just a frozen monument.
People are getting,
I'm
like,
sure some stuff comes out of
sucked
it.
into a direction.
Joe
Into a
has been
tornado.
sucked into a tornado. He saved a bunch of civilians, and now he's just
The
spinning around in there.
Joe-nado.
But
Merry
car,
Joe
like
round.
other
Just see a little
cars,
turquoise streak in there, just
Yeah.
like...
Merry-go-round.
other like cars and trash cans and mailboxes are also being sucked into this, as this tornado is very clearly headed on a direct path towards City Hall.
That's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad. I want to like. Well, how am I gonna stop it? I can't throw stuff at it. That just puts more stuff in there.
What if you use your anti-gravity stuff to like make it off the ground and then like maybe like try to suck it back up into the clouds?
I don't know what kinds of burns do you have.
That seems
Flares.
like a perfect opportunity for a flare.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I have 3 burns to burn.
3 burns to burn on a flare.
And if you don't tell her burn when you
please.
hurt her with those,
I mean, I think one of the ones you have is Reality Storm, and that seems pretty broad.
Yeah. I will
I love that
cause
little laugh.
unwanted damage.
Unless you spend
I
another
could-
burn. You could
I
spend 2 burns.
Shielding only defends a single person. I was gonna say I could shield it within itself, but
does Joe count as the entire entity of the tornado if he's in it technically?
He is fused with the tornado. He is
He's
one
not
with the tornado.
Used with
Yeah.
the tornado.
He is now the
Yeah.
tornado.
I will spend
Tornado. Yes.
2 of my
Twister
burn
dog.
to reality storm without too much more collateral damage because we already ruined one building.
Okay. So
To
directly
try and
engage
yeah.
to try and stop this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I'm-
roll plus freak instead of danger for directly engage.
Yes, but it's a straight roll because I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
-2 to directly engage a straight. Okay. That's fine.
How exactly are you doing this, by the way?
With gravity.
What does it look like?
In reality.
I'm gonna try and squish it, make it so dense that it doesn't exist anymore.
Just
Like
make
the
it like
objects
tiny
inside of the tornado like too heavy to lift?
Maybe. If
Joe's
that would
in there.
stop, yeah, if that would stop it,
ahead.
I would make something in the tornado so dense that it can't keep whipping around. Ciao. Ooh, that's a 10. Good job. Go straight
Ooh.
roll.
Pick two.
Pick 2. What do I get to pick 2 of? Oh, where did I just
Resist
lost
or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I
Take their
zoomed in
tornado
too far.
away from them.
I will create an opportunity for Joe to escape if he wants.
Okay.
That's a good one.
And to take, can I just take the tornado from them?
I love that.
That
I'm
not.
taking your tornado from you now.
I wanted to
download
wink
a
it out of
tornado.
existence.
Hypothetically,
Ooh.
that's possible. If you're manipulating the gravity fine enough, you could just like move the objects inside the tornado and
Ooh,
just
create, like,
In
a
the
force them to-
counter.
opposite and
Yeah,
evil
yeah, yeah. I'll start
reaction.
whipping stuff around in the other direction to counter
like,
this
Joe just
tornado.
slowly-
We're
and
in
then-
Yeah.
TTRPG physics right now, and I don't like this.
Hey. Comic book physics.
I like
cartoon
Physics
physics.
doesn't
Fine.
exist.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
fine.
literally
Not
have
for
a
the
move
Nova.
that says physics. What? Physics?
Yeah, exactly.
Physics. Physics.
Okay. So
What is this physics?
we'll say you begin a counter revolution with the objects inside of this tornado.
That
And
was the
bring it
last
to-
campaign.
Yeah. You're right. You're not wrong. And eventually bring it to a stop. So everything is like suspended for one blessed moment before it all comes crashing down.
Yep.
And that
Joe
includes
Joe has
Joe.
some time to get out of there before stuff starts falling, but
Could I assist and try to telekinetically pull him up rather than and away from like the crashing of everything? Or no?
Hmm.
gonna stretch me between the two of them.
Okay, well, I mean, if the
I-
gravity is I guess directing things away from him, maybe, I don't know.
I will say, because you are pretty far away dealing with
Okay, yeah, fair
the
enough.
like the other women. If you wanted to try, if we want to do something really insane and you want to try unleashing your powers to like cross that distance, maybe.
Yeah, fuck it, let's give it a shot. It's gonna go terribly.
Why not?
I mean, I figure Roxy has this lady in custody and Valkyrie's somewhere. Has just iced a
I'm
building.
flying around. Yeah, I
It's
just
fine.
iced a building. It's
She
fine.
plans to make a bunch more really bad cold puns and annoy this lady.
Yes.
I want everyone to know I have started a little thing on my phone for one-liners.
Nice. I love
Yes.
it. We need that. We need more taglines.
That fully does not work. With the bonus, it is a 4.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, mark
F.
potential.
You keep unearning potential.
Yeah.
You're gonna advance real quick.
Yeah.
The rest of us need to miss
And-
more.
I
that.
will
You can borrow my dice
say
if you want.
you try and extend your senses.
Telepathic
And-
backlash.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, you get some just like telepathic mental backlash, and
I mean, everyone's freaking out. That's a lot of chaos.
it's kind of self-inflicted, but I feel like taking a powerful blow is applicable here
Sure.
because I'm mean.
So-
Here comes the
well,
one roll you succeed on.
yeah, it's gonna be it. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a 10.
Oh shit.
no.
Bree, your dice are
Okay.
cursed.
So
Want some of mine?
you choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way,
Oh,
or you
no.
pick 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I'm gonna say choosing one from the 10 plus, losing control over yourself or your powers. Do I get to pick that, or do you get to pick that?
You get to pick it. So
I'm gonna
tell
say
me
it's
what
kind of
happens.
similar to the first time that Cynthia very accidentally copied her mentor's powers. Telepathic backlash causes telekinetic outlash. I don't think that's how that works. But anyways,
Comic book physics.
we're kind of near the iced over building, so
Oh no.
shatters.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
right. Okay.
I'm here.
There's
to
still
cause problems.
there's still some civilians in the area.
Ah!
This building shatters. Valkyrie, you see this happen. Roxy, you also see this happen. Are you going to assist in rescuing the civilians, or are you going to
Yes, I'm gonna
maintain your hold on this woman?
Oh, me?
Yeah. You both have a chance to intervene.
So
There's a lot of people in danger.
do. Yeah.
I don't want her to start another tornado. So Roxy's going to do something that she doesn't do very often
Okay.
and use her head. And she's going to say, "Lady, I wish you would just chill out." And then she's going to headbutt her.
Okay.
And I would
That's one
like
way to use your head.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And I want to overwhelm a vulnerable foe. Since I have her grappled, I assume that she's somewhat vulnerable at this point. Like, because I've got her in a Roxy tight hug.
It's a rock solid hug.
It is a rock solid hug.
Where are you? Is that
It's
one of your
under
special
adult moves?
You don't have access to those yet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I'm
an
not an
advancement
adult
thing.
yet?
No.
You those
That's
that's
for,
part
like,
of
adult
character
powers.
advancement.
Oh, okay.
You unlock those through character advancement, yeah.
Okay, so then can I take her consciousness from her by directly engaging a threat?
That's a good plan, I think.
If I succeed. I mean that would be the other thing that a headbutt would be.
I guess.
I'm really stretching it here. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you said no, I wouldn't be mad because I'm kind of on some
I feel
bullshit
like that's
right now,
really stretching it right now.
I think I've found the exact limit of how far I can stretch it, and that's
Yeah.
right here. So
But you
will.
can still directly engage.
Yeah. And I got a 10. Oh wait, is this danger? I can't.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
this is
It's-
danger.
Then it's a 13.
Okay, so pick 2.
So I take her consciousness from her. And
You'd say avoid any reprisal. Just
No,
so
I don't
one-
care about that. This is Roxy logic. She doesn't think about that. Maybe this would free up Elena. I don't know. Like if this would, but I'm gonna just pose my like logic out here, and you can let me know how do you think I could create an opportunity for her to help everybody else by freeing her up from trying to manage the tornado situation but because I like knocked her unconscious, like that creates the opportunity for her to help other people. I don't know.
I mean, Elena's already managing the tornado. So
But like there's a shattering building and she has anti-gravity, so I was just thinking she's more helpful than I am at this point in saving people.
but I don't think knocking out this lady will affect the building that was shattered by, because
what it would yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because this woman wasn't the one who shattered the building, so it's like it's not something that's under her control.
Mhm.
Okay. Right, but the tornado is under her control, right?
The tornado's been taken care of already.
It's
I
neutralized.
reversed it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Elena took
And
care of that.
You don't have to like continue to like work on that. Okay. I didn't know how that worked. Okay, so then I guess she's probably surprised, you know, that I headbutted her.
Okay.
Nobody expects the Roxy Inquisition.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Which is just a headbutt to the face.
She's dazed and confused.
So I have a question as I'm acting. Am I close enough to my stag at this point to utilize it to help defend?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And this is just a straight roll, thank God. And for the record, it is fast and maneuverable. So
So
it
just
does
like
have-
charging
Yes.
down the alleyway, like catching
Yeah.
people, it's just the stag just coming in hot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's just like the sounds of a
Oh,
horse, but
that
like
is
super
not good
sped
though.
up.
That was a 5.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Guys, maybe
Okay.
we aren't good heroes.
That is, that's a miss. So mark potential, and the shards of this building scatter, and you definitely hear some screams as people are caught up in this.
Ah, damn it.
But Roxy is holding a dazed and confused villain ?
She's
The-
chilling like
although-
a villain.
I'd say in this case, because Cynthia has lost control of her powers, she's a new threat.
Ooh.
Oh crap.
So
Shit.
yeah, the tornado's been taken care of. Joe has been freed. Civilians have been caught up in a shattered building that Valkyrie is still trying to manage in all of this chaos, and all of you take note of Cynthia freaking out. What are you gonna do?
If I can get to Cynthia, I can try and pheromone her down to being calm. But there are civilians right now.
Is that
Watchdog would actually shout to Valkyrie, you handle the boss, I'll find him. And I will run to the ruins, and if I can, I'd like to unleash my powers and hear and sniff out anybody under the rubble.
Yeah, let's go
You're
for
a
it.
rescue dog.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I don't know how it's gonna
Yes.
go. My freak's -1, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Well,
Oh!
Whoa!
so that's an 11 total, but
Let's go,
Double hit.
bro.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
dang.
Yeah, how does
I'm on
this play
fire.
out? How does this play out?
Let's see, where is Unleash Powers? So I just like get to the rubble, and you all just see Joe like freeze for a second as his ears just sort of like twitch back and forth a little bit as he just like scenting the air, and then he just like starts running different spots and just starts ripping through the rubble, just digging people out. Where is Unleash Your Powers? I'm trying to find my specific options here.
I mean, it's just the on a hit you do it.
Mhm.
Oh, so
Yeah.
just
For
straight up?
unleash your power, yeah, for unleash your powers, there aren't
Okay.
options you pick.
Cool. All right.
You just do it.
And yeah, Joe's just like ripping through rubble, getting people free, and like pushing them off, like telling them to get to safety.
Okay. Yeah, you hear a lot of like moans and some crying and gasps, and can start digging up some people who've been hurt in this. There's some people are in a better state. They've just been like scratched and a little banged up. Other people have some broken bones and need a little more assistance.
Yeah, those people I just like straight up firemen carry out of there.
Okay. And Valkyrie, you're headed towards Cynthia. What are you going to do?
I am going to get as close to her face as I can. I don't know if, and I don't know exactly how the pheromones. Well, I'm guessing it's like a pheromone, so you do have to breathe it in. So if there is any kind of covering over her face, like her nose and mouth, I'm gonna try and pull that down. Because
Unmasked in the first session.
Oh.
or at least part, like, because I'm worried there'll be a filter because Cynthia
Are you
knows about
touching
my
her
power.
skin?
Can she absorb powers subconsciously?
I think. Does it have to? Is it okay? Question for you, Bree: is the touch mechanic you envisioned any part of her body or just her hands?
It can be any part of her body, but since people touching your hands is slightly more common on purpose, this is why she wears gloves.
Okay. I feel like in this situation, because she's not in control of her
control.
powers.
I
This
mean,
is
that's one
probably-
way to stop the teleportation.
Okay.
That's true.
I will say I'm kind of picturing as like Valkyrie's trying to get in, there's like an invisible force just like pushing her back, so like
Yeah.
all of her hair and her wings are just like
Yeah.
wind tunneled behind her.
Yes.
Yeah,
Note to
Cynthia's like
self,
cape
add
is just kind of
gloves.
whipping around her, and she's like got her head in her hands.
Okay. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Is this,
Chaos.
yeah.
Comfort or support your ally.
Aw.
Yeah, I feel like that might fall under that actually. Maybe.
Yeah. I feel like it's the
Hmm.
best.
I mean, for like my interpretation of that, I feel like it would need to be more of a
Comforting move.
actual like
This is the
conversation
best
that was
Sylvia could
happening where
do.
everyone's in their right mind. That's how
Yeah, fair enough.
I am sort of reading that.
Maybe unleash your powers.
Do you want to unleash or do you want to engage?
I think oh,
And if you want it to be multiple rolls, I'm okay with that as well. Because it does kind of cross in between two of them.
I think well, because you've used pheromones on people before.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't necessarily say this is unleashing your powers.
Mhm.
I think directly engage a threat would be
Yeah,
the best option in this situation.
that makes sense. And I'm just scrolling up because I want to make sure I know. That is a 7, and it is, I'm guessing, literally creating an opportunity for her to stabilize herself. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
resist any of her blows or anything.
Okay. I think that's a good call. And as you're getting close, you just get buffeted by this huge
Gale.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah. This like telekinetic gale force wind. But you pull the mask not completely free, but like enough to expose
It's like
her mouth and nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like up over the nose.
Yeah.
And release your pheromones, and I'll say that probably is what sort of effect are you going for? Just like
I think the effect right now there is calming is her main focus, but again, I feel like it is a moment of desperation, so
mhm.
I will allow a secondary effect to slip through, and I feel like her general effect is normally like attraction. I'll be fully honest. So if there is a secondary effect, that is probably her default.
Okay.
If you want a different one, that's also fine too, because I know
I'm-
she's panicked.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking since this is such a intense situation, just the flood of pheromones is so shocking that Cynthia basically goes limp and just sort of like
In your arms.
just goes limp. Her knees go weak. She smells something nice,
There's a swoon.
Shit.
but it's not enough for her to it's not enough for her to pass out, but she is probably very drowsy. And think of it like waking up from anesthesia, where you're just very lethargic, your body's very heavy, and you're not entirely sure what's going on, except there's just there's someone strong and beautiful holding you in her arms. But
It's
the
fine.
rest of the force does calm down, so the immediate threat has been neutralized. And I think it's a shocking moment of silence before you start hearing the sirens in the distance as the fire trucks and the cleanup crews and the paramedics start getting over here where the scene of this destruction occurred.
It seems like something we might have to deny later.
We figure out if they know it was us later. We gotta get out of here now.
All right, let's take the Ice Queen back to the, I don't know. You've got a holding cell, right? At the,
Yeah.
I don't know if Cynthia should drive.
No.
Oh,
Just
crap.
full of-
I
Gotta get my
know.
bike out here somewhere.
Watchdog can
somehow.
drive Sylvia's bike, and then Sylvia can.
I
Great
think
decision.
what I'm gonna try to do is Cynthia's going to reach out and grab Sylvia on the shoulder and try to power copy to try and gain a neutralization of the pheromones by copying them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So she can be more
Um,
lucid.
I mean, I don't think you really need to roll for that unless Sylvia's trying to resist in any form or fashion.
I think she realizes this would be the logical choice here.
Okay.
Because she definitely just got
That's
fully
way smarter than what I was
blasted
thinking.
by pheromones.
That would create some sort of resistance and also get rid of the telekinesis, telepathy for the moment.
You had
Sure, we
telepathy. Why were we futzing about with the bird? You had telepathy.
We
That's
tried
just
that. Didn't
reading
work.
minds, bruh.
I don't speak bird.
No, that was out of character. I'd like to add. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were
No, that's-
futzing about as
You
players for
couldn't
so
send
long.
I was-
abstract
Bird.
images.
Above the table, I fully forgot at the moment.
That's okay.
We can rule that Sylvia's mind is just a really odd
It's
place
chaos.
and making sense of
Really
any
odd
Does
place.
she also doesn't think in like our first language. So
yeah,
like
it's like
I feel like Cynthia would go in there and be like, "What is going on?"
Nope.
I was-
No,
Opens the
me.
door. It's just
I
like
was gonna
Acid Trip
suggest-
Wonderland closes the door.
I was just gonna suggest that
Just like-
whenever Cynthia changes into, it just thinks in that language. So it's just bird calls.
It's
Oh
making
my god.
horrific swan noises. I don't know if you've ever heard a swan, but those noises are not pleasant.
No, they're not.
Okay.
All right. We can't harbor a criminal. We can't hold her unless that's the last case scenario.
Won't Hecate want to question her?
Yeah, but if Hecate has her in a cell and they know we have her, then that's just gonna bring people down on Hecate. It's the protocol.
Yeah, don't
See,
the
An
Also,
ambulance turns down the
There's
street.
people
and is headed
all
in your
over this
direction.
place. They see us take her, they know it was us.
Like, what if we steal an ambulance?
No.
Then... All right. Well,
We have a way to secure her where she will not be utilizing her powers.
Maybe hit her with the
The-
pheromones. Make her woozy.
I will definitely do
I was
it
gonna
with
say that.
pheromones.
That would be good.
Could the police? I don't know. What
Do we
did
feel
they
like
do
they're
with evil
equipped to
super
deal with
villains?
Sounds someone here have super strength. Maybe like grab a length of metal from the building and
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I
her.
got that. I'll go get one of the beams
that.
off of one of
So
the
die.
civilians, and like it'll be like doing two things at once. You know, like it'll be efficient.
You do that. I'll blast her with pheromones and at least keep her.
I can
Neutralize.
make her
Yeah.
denser too, so she's
So she can't like
can't move.
You could. What if you
Yeah.
made her small so we could put her in my pocket?
I don't
I can't-
think that's how gravity.
That's
I just
That would kill her.
I just wanted a
That
pocket
too.
villain. I don't know.
add that to the notes. Pocket villain.
Question
Okay.
mark.
Before
Versus
we
presents for Roxy.
I will say though, as they're trussing her up, I do want to do a quick search of her to see if she has anything I can take off of her to bring back to Hecate for study.
The dress.
I
It's a
have
nice
the
dress.
broken.
That
the
would
broken
like
gun.
it. It'd make
Hold
a
on, do you-
perfect solstice.
You
gift.
you can take the broken gun. She doesn't
Well-
have anything else on her. It's
Okay.
unless you are taking literally her clothes.
I know.
They're
the gun
nice
has been
clothes.
Sylvia'd, but I'm going to strap it to the bike and sort of start getting out of there as long as
Yeah.
gather everybody around.
Mhm.
Yeah. As you start packing up, the first couple ambulances come to a stop and they begin assessing like the situation with the injured villain, not the injured villains, the injured civilians,
I am
and
out of sight.
getting those getting them triaged. Okay.
Joe,
And then
let me have your mask
you-
for a minute. We'll just put it on her, and then she can act like she's a superhero too.
you turn around and Joe is gone.
I mean, Watchdog. I don't know that that's Joe.
Watchdog is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
He's
Well,
not there anymore.
Roxy
Um,
just takes part of her shirt that's like already ripped and like rips a strip and puts it over her eyes and puts holes in it, so it looks like she's a superhero.
She already has a mask.
Yeah.
What?
She
Oh,
has
well,
a
then
masquerade
she's just
mask
a superhero. It's fine.
So did you
Just
say
lie.
you were getting a piece of pipe and wrapping it around this woman to
Yeah, I guess.
keep her in place?
Apprehend her.
Are we questioning her, or are we just gonna give her to the police to question her? I don't remember what we were. I guess I
Echo's
was
stance
gonna-
is that Hecate's policy is you can't just kidnap people who are have been actively. You can't grab people off the street
It's-
in a way when people can see you doing it.
It's called
Yeah.
a citizen's arrest.
That's a citizen's kidnap.
Yeah, we can
I-
detain her for the authorities, but we can't
Yeah.
remove her from the property.
Yeah.
And I say also when I pheromone her, I drop the suggestion that she's going to cooperate with the police.
Then I will hand her over to the authorities
Sure. Okay.
because apparently we follow rules and stuff.
Yeah, the cops end up showing up. They do have a special like supervillain van. So just like a reinforced van essentially to load supervillains
Super
into.
paddy wagon.
And a
Um,
supervillain straitjacket. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This all makes
mean,
sense to me.
She's already tied up with a
Yeah, that's
pipe.
what I do.
So-
The piping is the supervillain straitjacket.
but they do
PHCV. Paranormal Human Containment Vehicle. PHCV.
Perfect.
but they do load her up into this truck. And sort of like as the cleanup crews start to come in and take care of things, there's like definitely a few sighs and disgruntled looks, but no one stops you if you would like to make your exit. I know Echo already kind of disappeared into the shadows.
I will disappear because I know my bike will try to eat someone. So
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Roxy
Where-
rocks her way out of there.
Okay.
Also
I mean, I'll wait
disappeared.
for easy living before
Yeah,
I
go
know
back to
about
the
I'm your ride
stag
home.
bike.
Where are the four of you going?
Are we meeting back? Well, I'm just gonna follow Cynthia because I'm gonna go home. I got a shower. I'm full of grease. There's rain. There's wet dog scent. Like I really need a shower. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go into the containment room. Ugh.
Yeah, do we go home? Do we go
Uh,
to Echoes?
I think I'm gonna try and use the tunnels that I would assume if Echo has,
Yeah.
and try and
No,
go to Echoes so we can leave and like
Recap.
not.
It's a team base, so I'd say you all
Yeah.
have means to access it. Unless she changes the
Debrief.
security codes on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Echo's heading back to debrief with Hecate and probably get chewed out.
But I think I will also drive us back to the team base, if only because I don't want people following us back to your house.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Says true.
all you gotta say to Hecate is, on one hand, we didn't ruin Steady Hall again.
Again.
On the other, there may have been another building that was a casualty.
That's a pretty good explanation, Rox. I'm gonna leave that to you. Nah,
She'll
she's
totally get it. It's progress.
I love your optimism. But with the gun in her possession, I assume Roxy's on Roxy's own bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make their way back to the base, decontaminate.
Okay. Well,
Why does
Well,
Watchdog always leave before the debriefing?
pick up at the base in a minute. Joe, where did you go? Where'd you go, Joe?
So as they just start like bickering amongst themselves, like Watchdogs like hearing the sirens get very, very close and is just like, I shouldn't be interviewed, and just sort of like slips away. I actually think that I'm gonna head to the base because I'm just like disgusting at this point. I'm covered in like building dust and glitter and whatever the hell was whipped up in that tornado.
Okay.
We have a decontamination shower.
Yes,
It is
I'm
heavy
headed
duty.
for the decontamination shower just to get all of this off of me.
That's
Okay.
just a shower
I
Roxy
probably
uses.
get there before everyone else because of this.
Mhm. That's kind of what I'd expect.
It's
yeah.
Roxy's
If I'm aware of the
bathroom.
tunnels, then I absolutely just like
Yeah.
find the nearest one and just like shoop, just
You
slip
know,
off the streets.
I'd say all of you know how to go to and from this base since it's a team base. But like, feel free to correct me, but I'm just envisioning that everyone else from the team gets back, and after they go through the decontamination showers, they just walk into the main area of the base, and you're sitting on the couch eating like a peanut butter sandwich.
Yes.
I'm fully imagining Joe is like wrapped in 3 towels just because
God.
all the fur. He's got like his clothes like hanging off of a wire.
I feel like there'd have to be some sort of like full body industrial dryer
Yeah.
for Joe.
And I
Yeah.
feel like he's
Yes.
all like Beast, like from Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
out. Like when his hair gets all floofy, it's just
Yeah.
like and wavy and
Yes.
yeah. And Roxy just wants to put little bows in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So my thought is Joe is sitting there with like a bowl of pretzels and some peanut butter, and he's already got the news playing for the event. And he just like rolls his head over to like look at everybody as they come in and is like, about time all of you showed up. Glad you finally came to a decision.
I feel like Sylvia is like not receiving sarcasm very well. She's like cut up and bruised and like definitely trying to like patch up some wounds that she's received from ice and
Yeah.
buildings.
Elena's
and
gonna throw a pillow at him
Cynthia.
with her powers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Just
Roxy takes one of her boots off and
no, not the pillow.
gently chucks it at
Gently
him.
chucks The boot is dangerous. The pillow is safe.
I feel like Sylvia just passively aggressively turns up her pheromones a little bit.
And his tail starts wagging.
Oh my gosh.
No tail, no visible tail.
But just in the background on the
I'm
news,
just saying.
you get a little bit of the reel where the newscaster is just like, yes, a group of young heroes today managed to save the city from a large-scale destructive tornado, but in the process brought down a building. Several civilians were injured in the destruction, but seems for the most part we are okay for the time being. We'll keep you updated on the presence of this new villain that's joined the scene. Get your speculations in as to what her identity is.
So Cynthia is not normally costume-less in the base, but she's stripped down to civvies and has when the building shattered, there was a bit of ice shard damage, so that's kind of wrapped up at the moment. She walks over to one of the whiteboards that says "Day since last PR disaster," erases the 5 and replaces it with a 0.
Roxy just says,
and just
hey,
sighs like
there were nobody died and City Hall didn't get wrecked. I feel like that was a win.
nobody died.
Realize that building falling was your fault, right?
Yes, I know.
Fault, you know?
Well, it was your fault too, but I was talking about Roxy.
It was my fault that there were faults in the structural integrity of the building.
Let's Joe, you did a good job rescuing the civilians. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Elena, you're getting better. That was awesome. You were able to hold that whole building up.
Thanks.
Sylvia, you got the weapon on the first try. That was fucking awesome. I don't know what the hell you did to it, but we're gonna find out. If you want to join me in finding out what the fuck this thing is now, you're welcome to. Roxy, maybe a little more caution in the future, but you hit her spot on, and that helped us get her down.
I'm really good at baseball.
You are.
Very good with the bat.
Yes.
And also Sylvia, thank you for helping me. I appreciate that.
I apologize for having to pull down touch.
It's fine. Just don't pull the full mask off. I'm like, my dad. He doesn't need to know
No.
I do this. But
Do you need heals? Do you want to take my powers?
I don't feel comfortable with that super strength right now. I need to.
Okay.
Gotta go see my sister.
To be fair, it is better than taking Joe or Watchdog's power and being a lycanthrope, because that gets very awkward at the full moon at family events.
I just copy someone else before the full moon, but
When it's that time of the month.
The moon is incidental. How many times I gotta tell you this, Mouse?
I just wanted to say
she just goes to the shower.
we made it work. We need more practice, but we made it work. And I appreciate all of you. Kind of smiles and then is gonna the second she's out of sight, the smile just drops and she heads in for her tongue lashing.
Yes. I imagine there's just a more formal room with some computers and some very chunky minor computers and a few several big chunky TV sets that can even manage to configure to show a bigger image. And Hecate's just standing in front of the televisions watching the news and some of the initial footage of the destruction. There's a little bit of footage from the actual battle, but not much because of response times and the distance and everything. And it's even not really great footage to begin with, but
I'd say it's phone camera quality, but that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, exactly. She's just standing there with her arms crossed, looking at the TV.
I know. I'm sorry.
What happened out there?
We had it under control for the beginning. We need to work on our verticality. Can't get up high without causing problems. Sylvia couldn't hold a form for much when faced with a high amount of pain, which is understandable, but we can work on it. She was going towards City Hall. We had some disagreement on whether to go straight to City Hall or to stop her there. My vote was stopping her there. We compromised, met halfway. Landing on the building, didn't give clear enough instructions to Roxy, and she kind of did what Roxy does. Building fell. We got under control. Elena's getting better. Getting a lot better. Joe got in, got people out. Sylvia was able to retrieve the weapon. I neutralized the villain and almost got away with it, and I overreached and lost control of my powers and injured several people. Again.
That's disappointing.
Believe me, I know.
I'm glad to hear that Elena's improved and has more stability in this case, but there's still a long way to go before we can be sure there won't be any more accidents.
I know.
As far as Roxy goes, her loose cannon nature is proved to be a problem time and time again. There has to be a better way of directing her.
I'm trying. She doesn't always listen. She mostly doesn't listen. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
For the first time, she uncrosses her arms and turns to face you. We haven't exactly discussed her costume in detail. What do you imagine it looks like?
So she's got like sizable kind of pauldrons, a little bit spiked, and like a very billowing kind of cloak going off of it. Kind of like a sort of combat bodice situation, with like sort of like what looks like mesh but is material that you could not punch through. Has a hood. When it's up, you cannot see anything in her face because it's too shadowed. When she pulls it back, she's got a face mask that goes from basically her hairline down to you can only really see her mouth. Okay. She's got kind of a Batwoman thing going on in that she wears it's a wig, but it's like you wouldn't be able to really tell unless you pretty high quality. So okay. Mainly to distract because her actual hair color is I think she's like blonde, but the hair that she wears when she's out there is black to sort of fit with the witchy aesthetic she has going on. She's got like kind of that full moon and then two crescents moon thing as the clasp for her pauldrons.
Okay.
She's a little imposing.
As she should be.
She's quite tall.
Yes. She turns to face you and I'd say in the process of uncrossing her arms, pulls the hood back, but still has that mask in place. So her eyes are covered. You're not entirely sure what is going through her head, but I imagine on a daily basis, it's pretty difficult to know, even when she's out of costume, what's going through her head. But she says, it may be difficult, but I know you'll find a way to handle it. And then she... Yes.
Could we roll this as fireside chat?
Is that one of your...
Mm-hmm. I have been reading the files, Captain and Fireside Chat for mine.
Okay.
When you seek advice from your mentor, roll plus the label they embody. In her case, it's superior. On a hit, they will tell you what to do. On plus 10, mark potential if you follow their advice and take plus 1 on going to follow through. On a 7 through 9, you get plus 1 forward to see it through if you do it their way. On a miss, they don't have time for you because something big has gone down, marking condition. GM's choice.
Okay. This could definitely be ruled that way. What advice are you seeking?
In this case, I'm going to say how to deal with Roxy.
All right.
Revelry. We like each other.
Go ahead.
But
Go ahead and roll.
all right, let's see.
I don't remember what label she embodies.
She embodies superior and she denies danger.
Okay. I knew danger was one of them. I just couldn't
Yeah.
remember which.
Danger, Will Robinson. All right.
With the plus superior, because that's her label, that is a 10.
Okay. So mark potential if you follow their advice and take +1 on going to follow through. So she sighs and says, well, she has a unique way of thinking. So best case would be to put things into terms she could understand. Best case, be very explicit in what directions you give her. Try and make them try to avoid any sort of vagueness that she might be able to twist or misunderstand. And well, feedback is always beneficial. Talk with her after training, after missions. Reinforce the good behaviors and try and keep her away from the bad ones.
Okay.
And did you bring the now defunct gun into this room?
Yeah, she's got it she had it like propped up on her shoulder.
Yeah. Hecate will just like hold out a hand for it.
We deactivated it by having Sylvia touch it. So it's not what its original capacity was, but from what I saw in the field, she seemed to be using it to generate possibly the clouds and ice around the clouds around her. We redirected it to cause the ice. For a moment after she had the gun away from her, when I threw her to Roxy to be neutralized, she was able to still activate some of her abilities. So it doesn't seem entirely technological. Specifically lightning.
Probably helped to amplify whatever natural powers she has. Hopefully we can still make sense of whatever this is.
Do you think there's information in your archives about the technology that caused this the first time? So we
Possibly.
could find that, see if it's connected.
It's a good starting point.
All right.
And she'll take the gun from you and say, "Get some rest. You've had a busy day." And
Fair.
she'll walk off to the lab or workbench. I'm not sure if there's like two separate areas in here or if it's all just
the
one space.
the lab's a self-contained area because explosions.
Okay. She'll head into there to start poking around at this thing.
Yeah, Cynthia, after she leaves the room, just kind of like slumps. Okay. Walks back into the team room smiling.
So she wasn't mad?
All in all, nobody died. She's not happy, but
Well, you know.
we'll make it work. If you have time, Roxy, I'd like to do a little bit more practice with you and work
Sure.
on a little more control.
Sure.
We can throw some baseballs around.
Sure. You doing okay, Elena?
Yeah.
I mean, you like held an entire like that kind of blows my mind a little bit. You
was
held an
pretty
entire
impressive.
building together.
I think at some point I squished it a little too much, but everybody got out. Can't ask
Nobody
for a better
died.
result than that.
Yeah. And you
Thanks to
know,
you.
like the structural integrity was already compromised. So it's fine. It really wasn't your fault. But you know, I thought you did so good. Like, and then the like reverse tornado thing, that was crazy. I don't even know how you thought of that.
That was inspired.
Yeah.
That was I learned it in physics class.
Oh.
I don't know if that was the point of the class, but it worked.
As long as it helped.
Sylvia looks very confused at the mention of physics class.
Yeah. Roxy's got like a blank stare, like she thinks they might be talking about gym class and she's not
Yeah.
sure why she learned that in
Physical
gym class,
yeah.
but just starts stealing pretzels and peanut butter from Joe.
GM,
Yeah.
having overheard that entire conversation with Hecate,
Mm-hmm.
because super hearing,
Mhm.
can I attempt to pierce Roxy's mask?
Roxy or Cynthia?
Roxy. Or-
Roxy, yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because
Uh,
Joe-
Not
thought
literally,
pro-
because she's not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
She
But
Yeah.
she
That's
Sure.
forgot her
Sure.
mask somewhere. Who knows?
because Joe's thought process here, despite the fact that, rivalry with Echo and whatnot is, well, Hecate's got a point. Roxy basically caused that whole situation. We probably do need to keep her under control.
okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Now,
Roll plus mundane.
this is very good for me because my mundane is +3.
Yeah.
Nice.
As high as it
You're
can
the
go.
mundane one of us.
The werewolf has the highest mundane.
Yeah.
I was trying to say,
Well, keep in mind,
It's the most
because I'm
sympathetic.
with Janice, I can
Outspoken
switch
of
that
all
with
of
my
us.
danger
Yeah.
once per session. So it's a bit of a moldable stat. I just never
Also,
got the opportunity
attests
fight.
to how well Joe blends in.
yeah.
True. So I rolled a 6, so +3, so that is going to be a 9. So I get to ask
Okay.
1.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask, how could I gain influence over you, Roxy?
Ooh.
That's a great question. Well, am I answering is like, are you directly as Joe asking me?
No, this is above the table.
Okay, this is player.
I
Yeah.
suppose
I either
actually
have to fall in love with you or start a rivalry with you. So take your pick, buddy.
I mean,
Alright.
it doesn't have to be that way. If
I mean,
there's
that's
there's
the
another
only
situation that would arise where you would, because you can freely give influence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I thought that
Those are the ones that have influence over you.
Yeah.
mine's
That's just the starting point.
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
says I'm selective about who I let in. Give your love and rival influence over you, but that is it.
Yeah, because that's the
the
starting
start.
point.
Like, that's
Yeah.
where the whole
Yeah,
story
kind of like
starts.
how I picked a playful demeanor and
Gotcha.
like there's lockdown demeanor. It basically it tells you who starts with influence over you, and then from there it goes along with the game.
But
Yeah.
but it can change rapidly over time.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm asking what would be the metric by which to gain influence over you. Now, if it's still like,
If
start a
that's still
relationship or
currently the
start a
only,
rivalry.
yeah, if that's still currently the only factors that would be considered, that's fine. But just there's more options if you
And
think those would
just-
be
Just a
something that
quick
could be
note
used.
here. I know we've been calling him Joe constantly. I think maybe we do need to start specifying when I'm in Watchdog and when I'm in Joe, because that's actually
Okay.
kind of important for my playbook.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
You're
Also,
gonna
I
have
don't
to
think
start putting the mask filter on.
I think
Oh,
also
yeah.
too
nobody
Ah,
knows
the
besides
mask
Echo
difference.
that he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe.
Just call me
also
Watchdog.
too just calling each other's real names in the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
let that
applies.
slide forever. Just so
We
you
do
know.
need to get better about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but specifically for me, that is kind of important because,
Yeah.
determines some things for me.
Yeah, no, those are all good points.
Okay, so
Yes. How would I gain influence?
I think that you're not gonna like this. So there's the two ways I've already established.
Mhm.
The other way is to be emotionally vulnerable around her. So like she needs to see you as like a relatable person and like I don't know, have like a bond that's deeper than just we're teammates. Let's go win. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be like more of a, it can't just be that surface level. Like we work pretty well together. Like there has to be, so you would have to do something for her that would, either like be there for her when she like needed something, be emotionally vulnerable, so like need her in a way, or like make a sacrifice. Like
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. Not like obviously sacrifice your life or anything, but like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like put yourself on the line or something for her. Like,
I get it.
You know?
All right.
So she's a little bit more she's a very like, she's not super bright intellect wise. Like she doesn't think too hard about things like physics. Like she's just like, whoa, that was really cool what Elena did. She's so badass. That's amazing. But like didn't think about the mechanics of it at all but she's also very emotionally intelligent. So she like can pick up on people if they're being genuine or not. And like, because I think we said she definitely knows Cynthia's because they live together. And she's not shy about who she is. Like, she's still like, why do I need a superhero costume and mask? She's a walking PR disaster herself. It's really sad. She's no concept. She's just like, I just want to be myself. I just want to be me. But yeah, so I think that in like her and Elena and Sylvia are like friends, like in the real world. So and like Cynthia obviously is her friend. They do secret, borderline illegal stuff.
And Decker does currently have influence over Calamity. Okay.
Only Elena and Cynthia do currently, but like I said, that those two are like, so that influence is like special influence.
That all mechanically works the same.
Well, no, because it's a two-way influence. Because while I don't necessarily have influence over them, I do have a role where I get like mechanical benefits, like when I use the enabler for Cynthia.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
so what I'm saying is like there's the unique influence like that has a two-way benefit, and then there's also just regular influence. That's how I'm like separating it.
Okay, gotcha.
In my head, because I'm like,
gotcha. Okay.
Because regular influence wouldn't give me that same like back and forth, if that makes sense.
I know we just had a pretty intense question, but we are about at time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say make a note if we can pick up here next week. Like make a note if there's any conversations you want to have in the aftermath of that battle. And we can take care of them then. Before we get to the end of session stuff, I want to give like one last little flavoring thing. So we have our last panel where everyone is sitting down in the team base, kind of just taking a breather after this really intense fight and a little more destruction than you would have liked to happen downtown. But we transition into this next panel where we see a fist wearing fingerless gloves smashing into a concrete wall and leaving an indent with these little cracks erupting out of it. And then there's just we get another cross slash panel of a big grin, and there's just a little speech bubble that says, "The people will be your downfall," and then a little "to be continued."
They set me up. No wonder I don't normally wreck entire buildings while throwing a grenade.
So,
Sorry, was that the people will be your downfall?
yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I wanted to ask because I know that Elena had been feeling kind of insecure about her powers before. And Roxy kind of was telling her, like, it's not your fault at all. And, like, that was super cool. Like, does that count as, like, comforting her? Like, could I roll to clear her condition or?
I think the
I
idea with
think-
comforting is that's a bit more
Yeah,
serious.
more of like an
Yeah.
in-depth conversation.
Okay.
If you want to have that conversation, make a note and we can like pick up with
Okay.
that next week.
Yeah, her
I-
thing is less mechanic and more flavor.
I do want to have a
'Cause
conversation
the
like
scene's
that with
over.
Cynthia
Mhm.
specifically.
Okay. Yeah, just make a note of that and we can pick up next week. But each of you for the end of session stuff have an option to choose something that went on with your character, whether and like kind of go into detail and explain how this affected things. You either grow closer to the team, you grow into your own image of yourself, or you grow away from the team. And you each pick one of these questions. You can multiple people can answer the same question. It's not that's
It's for each individual person. They answer one of them.
yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if anyone is ready to go and would like to start, feel free. Okay.
I
Crow.
was about to say, I think I immediately have an answer for this.
All right.
Grew further away from the team for two reasons.
Okay.
One, Joe kind of felt like he was the only person actually trying to be a hero in that fight. Because, like, everybody else kind of went haywire in some way.
Okay.
So there's that, A. And B, he feels like he's the only one who's, like, got any sort of idea of what they should do and is kind of sitting here wondering, like, should Echo really be in charge? Like,
Ooh.
like she was one of the reasons that building fell on top of people, A, and B, when after that she wasn't ready to make a decision. And like Watchdog and Joe have some experience being the leader in a stressful situation, having to make a snap decision, so he's like, that's not good.
Okay. And then
Like
You
above the
might get
table.
influence yet.
Question above the
Watchdog.
table.
Hmm?
Above the table, what was the non-decision?
Oh, like when after you'd been pulled out of your funk and it was like, well, what do we do? Was that a cat?
yes.
Just like reach into the void and produce a cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like after we had taken down the villain and the police were coming, like we just like stood there like, well, what are we doing? And we all just started like, and everybody just started debating it. And Joe was just like, the police are right there. We can just leave. Like, and also he had the thought of, you don't have handcuffs in that utility belt. Like, come on.
Ooh.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
As a
Judgy
result,
Joe.
as a result of that, you get to take influence over you away from another character. Did Cynthia have influence over you?
She did. She does not.
Are you
anymore.
going?
All right.
Oh.
Okay. It's session 1 and things are already heating up.
The
drama's here.
drama.
Joe's used to being a leader. That's what I'll say. He's used to
Okay.
being a leader,
Okay.
and he
Woo-hoo.
has some thoughts.
All right.
Woo-hoo. I hope
Does
you
anyone
share
else?
them.
Does anyone else have an idea?
I think Sylvia is actually growing closer to the team.
Mhm.
She saw them work together and she did hear, like, there were issues, yes, but like as from her experience with the hunt and whatnot, issues will arise no matter what.
Mhm.
So she saw them working together and she's putting a little more trust into them now.
Mhm.
And she believes that they actually have some potential here. And she was listened to when she was like, I think throw me, try and get me to that gun.
Mhm.
And I think she benefited from that. And I do think her trust has gone up. And I know for a fact, like, the coming into your own thing definitely did not happen. She lost a lot of confidence in her own powers at one point. So and I don't think anything really blatantly distanced her from the team. So.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. You give okay. So, if one person make you feel especially welcome? If so, give that and give influence to that character and clear a condition or mark potential.
I don't think I'm ready to clear a condition, so I'll mark potential. And I do think she put her trust in Cynthia in this case. So I do think Cynthia is going to get the influence.
First influence over Valkyrie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right. Who's next?
I can go next.
Okay.
I think that Roxy feels closer to the team, especially like Sylvia. She's like Sylvia and like, whatever, always, but like Sylvia's also sometimes a little like, not that Roxy's super perceptive or cares that she's strange, but like she's been like there, she could feel that there's like kind of like that distance, but like, Sylvia trusted her to throw her like literally through the air. Like, and so like that was like we did a trust fall, folks.
Trust throw.
A trust
Sure.
throw, yeah.
We did a
It's like our
today.
signature move, the trust throw.
That's literally all.
That you
Roxy
really gotta
does is
trust.
Trust falls. And she was like really proud of Elena because she knew that Elena was like feeling like Elena sometimes feels some anxiety about her power, and like she was like such a badass, like way to harness your inner power, girl. So she's proud of Elena, but I feel like she's always close to Elena and Cynthia too. Like she definitely trusts Cynthia to like lead the team. Like there's no question in Roxy's mind that Cynthia is the leader and like the chaos coordinator of them. And one of the people that Roxy's most likely to listen to. Cynthia and Elena are pretty.
Okay.
She lives with
Let's
Cynthia,
see.
and Elena's been her friend for a long time, but I felt like there was a good like bonding moment there with like Sylvia and like that, showing like trust in Roxy to do that. She felt bad that she wrecked the building when she threw the sticky grenade, which she thought was weird because like that's not normally something that she wrecks things with, except for if she accidentally hits something that she's not supposed to with the grenade. But like it was a weird thing, but she hasn't really thought too much about it. So like okay, I must have just like stepped too hard. I don't know. Shit happens.
So giving Sylvia influence on Roxy?
So yeah, if it's I feel closer. And I thought Joe did a good, or not Joe, Watchdog did a good job. I don't really know too much about him other than
He likes peanut butter.
he likes peanut butter and
Butter.
to be a hero boy. I like
Okay.
a good boy. He likes to be a good boy.
Okay. So
Goodest good boy.
Sylvia gets influence over Roxy, and then Roxy, you can, if you have any conditions to clear, you could clear a condition or you can mark potential.
I have no conditions.
Alrighty, then you get.
Like people might argue that I do have conditions, but not
It's
applicable to this.
Yeah.
No mechanical conditions. All right.
We had 3 options, right?
Yes, you can grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team.
Okay. I think Easy Living's gonna grow into her image of herself more. Because she did okay. Watchdog did say something. He yelled at her, but she's like, it was heat of the moment, and she did keep that building together.
Yeah.
So explain kind of how you see yourself and why, and then you can shift one label up and another down.
Ooh.
Label shifties. I already forgot what you said.
How has your view changed, like with regards to the labels? How's your view of yourself changed, and then you shift one label up and another down?
She's less of a danger to others because she might have like a better grasp on things. So Savior's gonna go up 1 and Danger's gonna go
Okay.
down 1.
Okay.
Because I'm getting a better grasp on myself. I think I can actually help people.
All right. And what about Cynthia?
I'm gonna say that Cynthia actually grew away from the team.
Oh.
She's used to working with Hecate, and she's used to being part of a well-oiled machine. This is not a well-oiled machine. This
Machine
is
needs
chaos.
some lubricant.
Okay.
All
All right.
Dang it,
I
don't know what to say.
and I wanted to do grow away from the team, but the only people to lose influence over her are Joe and Elena. So I am going to try to make this not seem super meta and say Joe, because he did make that comment when we got back about making a decision. And in Cynthia's viewpoint, she did make a decision. She was convincing the others that it was the right decision. And
That's
Joe
fair.
decided to leave, potentially letting the rest of them get caught with a villain on their hands or letting them take a villain captive. He left and did not help deal with that. And the comment on coming back was Cynthia's not pleased.
I was gonna say Roxy is a little peeved at Watchdog for snapping at Elena when she was keeping a whole building together, because that was not helpful.
Could she have heard that from up there though?
I mean,
I can be loud.
weren't
if I
you
wanna
also
be.
on the building top while you were like keeping
I
it-
was like floating above it. So I would have
So
been up
I
there.
would have been
Roxy-
closer to him
Roxy
than
was
you
on the
would've been.
building.
Because I
Roxy
was
was on
on
top
the
of the
building,
building.
and he was in the building when he made the comment, right?
No, I had just jumped.
He was
out.
outside. Yeah.
He was outside.
Like,
But
that
I
was a
still would have been
reaction.
closer if you were above the building. Like,
I think above would have been the best place. But if I would have been able to hear him, I would have been on the ground then.
I don't remember exactly, but
yeah, I don't
'Cause
remember where
She
everyone
doesn't
was
have
at.
super hearing, so if she heard Joe and reacted, or Watchdog and reacted, so Easy Living was on the ground with him.
You didn't actually
Okay.
hear him. You just saw him like shaking his fist at you.
Either way.
I mean, regardless, Roxy's not stupid to body language and knows what that means. She had just shook her fist at a villain in a very similar fashion.
She intimidated those clouds.
Yes.
I was like, I'm gonna intimidate these clouds. I don't even care. But
Girl
yeah,
yells at clouds. Dog yells at girl.
and then yes, so Watchdog might be in the doghouse just a little bit with Roxy, but maybe less than with everybody else. Not gonna lie.
Sylvia did not see that. Otherwise,
Cynthia also did not see that, or else that would have been on her
Watchdog.
list of grievances.
I was about to say, otherwise, Watchdog would have.
She doesn't like it
Definitely.
when people are mean to people.
It was heat at the moment.
But
Elena's
in that
not
situation,
Not
but
okay.
the fact that Watchdog took over the rescuing and everything, he's not necessarily in the doghouse with her, but she's definitely a little irked about the snarky
How
comments.
dare you command me, human?
Yeah, exactly. Also,
dare
I am
whatever you
trying
are.
to like heal from being like really fucked up, and I do not appreciate your commentary.
Not helpful right now. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Read
Well,
the room of the women's. That was not helpful. If you don't have chocolate, I don't want to talk. Just
all
kidding.
right. Well,
Right.
this is a very tense point to leave off of, but I'm excited. I'm excited for these conversations that are going to be happening next
Yeah.
week.
Okay,
So
side note, just because there was a chocolate comment, can Watchdog even eat chocolate?
Oh,
He's allergic?
Yes. I'm thinking though he probably shouldn't eat too much. He
Mhm.
basically counts
That's
as like
fair.
a human-sized dog. And like
Yeah.
human-sized dog can get away with eating some chocolate.
That's
but
true.
like
That is true. Actually, my cat ate an entire pan of brownies once, and that
Oh, so has
went
Boone.
poorly for him, but
okay.
he survived it. It just.
I'm sorry, I derailed.
Well,
Anytime
that's
we
great,
share
but-
chocolate with Watchdog, he just gives it to his canon girlfriend.
Yeah, just gives us Henry. I love that.
That's
Okay.
smart.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll eat this later.
Okay.
I love
gives
it.
her chocolates, but she gives him peanut butter treats.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Hope you enjoyed our first venture into masks, and
Promise we'll learn this as we go.
Yes, we will get better. It may take
Yes.
me 11 sessions, but we'll get better. I promise. Actually, it might take me 22 because there's a whole lot more rules in this game.
There are a lot of
But-
rules.
Hi, Boone.
Hope all of you have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.
Live your life with